Day 4 in Cary, North Carolina continues at the NCAA Division II Baseball Championship. Lincoln Road, Joe Castellano, along with our fantastic NCAA.com crew. Great to have you back with us. Joe, 8 teams down to 6. Coach Brooks and his men still going strong. This is a winner's bracket contest. Either Angelo State, your 5 seed, the Rams, who are back for a second straight year, or perhaps North Greenville from just across the state lines in South Carolina. Your number 1 seed will be improving to 2-0, joining Point Loma from San Diego as your only 2 unbeatens left after today.
That's a big deal, especially for your pitching staff, because if you win, you get tomorrow off. If you lose this game, you have to play in an elimination game tomorrow.
So Garrick Octavio will lead things off for your number 1 seed, North Greenville, out of the Conference Carolinas. They call Tigerville, South Carolina home. It's Aaron Munson who gets the nod on the bump here for start number 2 of the week for Angelo State.
6 o'clock, first pitch.
Munson on the year, the sophomore, a 10-2 mark, making his 20th appearance, a 4.35 ERA. Opposing hitters batting .267. Octavio, the Hawaiian, in his 5th and final year of college ball, started his career over at Murray State with the Racers. The 2-0. Home plate umpire Steve Zawiski. First base umpire Josh Gottlieb. Scott Wyckoff at second and Rick Cacciatore at third. Joe, we just got done watching the darndest game.
Man, what a crazy game that was. 21 total batters were on base because either of a hit by pitch or a walk.
Well, it was disproportionately for walks early, but then hit batters caught up by the end of it all. Octavio down on strikes, 1 away. So Aaron Munson gets the starting nod. Comes through with the opening out. As that bat comes off the back shoulder exactly twice. Here's Ethan Stringer. Stringer, the grad student, started at Louisville, the pride of Independence, Kentucky. Makes his 57th start on the year. Stringer 0 for 4 against Westchester, who battled off elimination against the Penmen of Southern New Hampshire earlier today. So the Prairie Stars of UIS and the Penmen of Southern New Hampshire, the first 2 teams to exit Cary. This one launched towards left. It'll carry, and Stringer has struck first for North Greenville. Ethan Stringer will touch them all for a 7th time in 2022. And the number 1 seed has a lead in the top of the 1st in Cary. A 413-foot bomb with 1 out. Puts the men from the neighboring Palmetto State up by a run.
15th home run allowed this year by Munson.
Speaking of home runs, John Michael Fail returned from knee surgery 48 hours ago. His first at bat, a solo shot of his own. It's one of the many incredible comebacks we've seen. He didn't start running a moment ago. Ethan Stringer, no doubter. This one into foul territory will carry out a play.
Yeah, that's just amazing for John Michael Fail. I mean, to have surgery on his knee only about 3 weeks ago, a little less than 3 weeks ago, and to come back and hit a home run in his first at-bat the other day, that's just remarkable.
Homered on Sunday, had not started running for the first time until Saturday. Didn't have to run on Sunday. That's a fair ball. Long throw for Jordan Williams. Gets the out.
The only reason he had a chance to get that out is because John Michael Fail is not running well on that knee that just had surgery. I mean, he's still rehabbing it. But give Williams credit. I mean, he fielded that ball. That's a long throw to make from where he was. And he didn't even really get to set his feet. He was kind of throwing it on the run. That is a great arm over at third for Williams.
Yeah, one of the talented third basemen we are watching this week here in Cary. Here's Merritt Kloop. First pitch he sees, right side. Austin Beck gets the start at second today. And other than that home run from Ethan Stringer, a quick inning for Aaron Munson as the Rams quickly back to the dugout, trailing by one, about to pick up their bats for the first time today. Fans of the team from Tigerville, South Carolina, just north of Greenville. NGU will go to Noah Takis to get the start. His first pitch today, Joe, is going to be with a lead.
Yeah, Takis has had a really good year. 6-0, 1.72 ERA. He's been in the bullpen for the most part, but now making his fifth start. Opponents are only hitting 150 against him. They put him in that rotation, and it has worked out. He throws his fastball 87 to 89, throws a cutter, curveball, and a changeup.
Well,
didn't start until the postseason, by the way.
Decision for Kevin Brooks. We mentioned the start for Austin Beck. As he does get the nod, we saw Reese Johnson finish the game the other day against Southern New Hampshire in his place, as Austin was 0 for 2 against the Penmen with a couple of strikeouts. But again, your leadoff hitter, Austin Beck, set to try to claw that run back.
Takis is a transfer from Davidson College. Gee, I wonder who came out of Davidson.
Was Steph Curry
yes.
any good at squaring around a bunt?
We'll see a lot of that hesitation that you just saw there from Takis. He kind of goes Johnny Cueto style on the mound, where he tries to alter his delivery and hesitate a lot, and that throws off hitters.
Oh-2 offering to Austin Beck from Noah Takis, as the Rams trail by one. Takis with his first strikeout.
Wow, that was tricky. I mean, he looked like he was double winding up, and then he quick pitched back. Watch this. I mean, when we get to the final one, after some hesitation on the first two, then all of a sudden, boom, right in there.
Gives way to the senior. Transfer from BYU, the native of Austin, Texas, Kobe Kelton. Mentioned the senior getting to play with his freshman younger brother this year. Special journey, hoping to claim a national title together. Kobe was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a walk in that 7-4 victory over Southern New Hampshire. That was the 5 seed over the 4 seed, as the Rams would be the only team to accomplish what you could argue was an upset, although I think anybody who's followed Angelo State isn't going to consider any win from the Rams this week an upset, including here against the number 1 seed, North Greenville. Both these teams are already 51-win programs. The 0-2. As Takis had thrown 5 straight strikes, including the strikeout of Beck, finally misses the mark there.
Well, if you can slow down this Rams offense, you're really doing something, because they're averaging over 10 runs a game on the season, 3rd in the nation coming into this tournament.
Campbell Conrad, his catcher, of the 1-2. It's fought foul. Pat Monteith, your third baseman again for North Greenville. No changes. Corey Bivens at shortstop. Bivens was actually a Little League teammate of Takis. Takis' dad was their head coach in Little League. Octavio at second. Zach Zara does get the start at first. We saw him come in late for defensive purposes in that victory for NGU. Stringer, center, and Kloop in the outfield. This one punched foul territory. It's playable, and as I say that, just drifts beyond the confines, out of the range of Merritt Kloop. Only one ice cream sandwich to be had for those 4 young men trying to track down that ball. So they can either be team players.
I don't think there's any team playing right now. I see a
I would
kid with
say
a ball
battle,
racing towards the press
I would say
box.
survival of the fittest, but if you win too many ice cream sandwich, I'm not sure if you're the fittest. Noah Takis struck out Austin Beck. Kobe Kelton right now behind the count 1-2. Got Aaron Walters on deck. Bottom half of the first inning, Angelo State trailing by a run. That pitch a little high. It's going to drift over towards the bullpen and out of play.
What a battle here with Kelton against Takis. So Takis gets inserted into the starting rotation and pitched so well. And in the Super Regional against Columbus State, went 7 innings, just 1 run and 4 hits.
Again, the junior out of Macon, Georgia on the mound. The 1-2. Drop third strike. Conrad throws it down to Zara, 2 away. Gives way to Aaron Walters. 10 home runs this year for Aaron, the senior. First team All Lone Star Conference, first team All Region out of the South Central. That South Central region is basically the Lone Star Conference, the mammoth of a conference, as well as the RMAC. And of course, the RMAC's got some pretty good teams there in Colorado, specifically Colorado Mesa, which is often the team that stands in the way of Angelo State. They collided in the Super Regional this year. Coach Hanks's Mesa men with a victory in that first contest. Angelo State battled back for the next 2 wins to return to Cary. Mentioned some brothers on Angelo State. Aaron Walters' dad is a volunteer coach. Coach Bubba Walters. A lot of knowledge on that staff, assembled by Kevin Brooks.
And
I think
losing track of the count was Walters there. He thought it was ball 4. It was ball 3.
Well, now he's indicating he thought maybe he may have been hit by a pitch. Brooks has asked for a review. What can happen here is
it might have hit him on the toe.
Yeah, he believes it hit him on the toe. Otherwise, it's a 3-0 count.
I thought he lost track of the count, but that was not the case.
So before the review, our umpires can simply come together, and if somebody saw something otherwise. All right, so Kevin Brooks indicated he wanted a review, I thought, but.
Well, now he's going to come back out of the dugout. He wants the review.
He is asking for the review, and I think that's a good angle right there, isn't it?
Might as well take a chance and review this because it does look like it was a hit by pitch. And you can use that base runner there, and why not?
He's familiar with review. He was here last year. Heck, Angelo State was our official host when we were in Grand Prairie back in 2017.
I love this bird's eye view we have of the umpires.
We just hope that the wires don't get crossed and they get stuck listening to our commentary. Save that for everybody in the watch party back in San Angelo.
I mean, we are right in on the decision here.
So again, they will not consult a monitor. It'll be a crew chief. And I think that right there is the decisive look when that ball changes course like that.
It changes direction, yeah. I mean, to me, that is 100% proof.
That and Aaron Walters probably knows if a ball hit him.
I think it's conclusive. Now, if they had shoe polish on the shoe, it would make it even easier, right?
That angle is not going to wind up helping them.
You know, in the old days, they used to have shoe polish on the spikes. And it actually helped the Mets. I'm going to go back a ways. In the 1969 World Series, it helped the Mets.
All right, let's see if they award him the base. They do.
Yeah.
So that is a successful review from Kevin Brooks. That means he keeps that challenge, so he still has 2. And it means Aaron Walters has been hit by pitch. Boy, Joe, we haven't seen a batter hit by pitch.
Yeah.
Since how many?
Since the last game, late in the game when we saw 5 in 1 inning. But, yeah, that was clear by the change of direction. You don't have the shoe polish, but you saw the change of direction.
Gives way to Justin Lee now, the first-team All-American. Number 2 in the nation in on-base percentage coming into this week. 3rd in the country in batting average. When he entered this week with a .443 clip. Lee was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI against Southern New Hampshire. Noah Takis with back-to-back strikeouts, followed by the hit batter. Yeah, most of us saw a 2-0 count, and we thought ball 3, and all of a sudden, why is the batter trotting down to first? But Aaron Walters realized he'd been hit on that big toe. Center, in center. Out number 3, no damage done. After 1 inning, North Greenville, your number 1 seed this week in North Carolina, on the strength of a home run from Ethan Stringer, up by 1. Aaron Munson back on the rubber for his 2nd inning of work. Top of the 2nd. North Greenville goes back to work. Here's Pat Monteith. North Greenville brought 4 to the plate back in the first. 1-out solo shot from Ethan Stringer's your difference right now. Monteith, 2nd-team All-Conference, the sophomore out of Charleston. Really took over the 3-hole in this lineup in John Michael Fale's absence, though today John Michael plugged back into that 3-hole. Unable to leg out a single last inning. And this one's got some punch. And laying out, unable to make the catch, Thomas Kane. Justin Lee will collect it, but not before. It's a leadoff double for Pat Monteith.
And Kane might be shaken up out there in left field. He has not been able to get up.
Trainer's already heading that way. We have seen outfielders who have opted to go all or nothing. And he's been holding that left shoulder collarbone area.
Could have been on the landing. I don't think it happened when he was reaching out for the ball. It's more about the landing because he hit pretty hard.
What you're hoping to see is a little more movement from that left arm.
Take a look. Kane made a great effort to catch this ball. Looked like he was in position to catch it right here. I thought he was going to catch it right there. Went off the glove, and then he slammed down pretty hard.
He was absolutely in line to make that catch. But, yes, that shoulder is the first thing that goes down into the ground, and we would have reason to believe that Coach Brooks is without his starting center fielder.
This is a guy who was hitting over 400 coming into the game, so that's a big loss.
He is scheduled to bat 3rd this next half inning. It appears that Thomas Kane will exit this ball game. After a fantastic effort, almost made that catch. It'll be a double for Monteith with nobody out here in the 2nd.
That's where we might see, I believe we would see Jackson Hardy out there, who was the starting center fielder, but Kane played so well he took over that role.
Yeah, replaced Hardy in center. Saw Jackson last year.
I'm talking it over.
See if a number 11 emerges from the dugout.
Yep.
It is Jackson Hardy. Well, that's a pretty good darn plan B for Angelo State out there in center, but a tough loss as Thomas Kane leaves injured early in the 2nd inning.
We definitely lose something offensively, but defensively, Jackson Hardy can definitely handle the position.
That'll give way to Josh Center, your center fielder for NGU. Monteith with that double. Let's see if they can find insurance here in the second inning. Again, both these teams are 1-0 this week, a little less dire than what we've witnessed in our first games these past 2 days, which have been our elimination games. We are down to 6 teams still playing in Cary, and after this game we'll still be witnessing 6 teams moving forward. We'll throw a couple of elimination games at you tomorrow. Center, second team all-conference. So we mentioned how Mount Olive is one of our hosts every year, nearby Division II school, helping. He was not kind to Mount Olive. See his attempt to hold up. And he did, 2-0. He had 2 walk-off hits in the same day against Mount Olive.
Nice doubleheader.
A home run and a single. Monteith led off this inning with the double. Still stands on second with nobody out. The 2-1 from Aaron Munson, 2-2. In center, a 300 hitter, 11 home runs this year, 52 RBI. This is stroke will get down into left and heads up base running by Pat Monteith, goes halfway. And he's standing on third now. Runners on the corners, already up by 1. Nobody out here in the second.
Well, the going halfway was good, but it seemed to me like Monteith got a bad read on that, because when he got halfway, he should have realized that was going to drop and he could have scored easily, but he still thought that the left fielder Lee would have a chance. But, I mean, from our viewpoint, there was no chance at all. He gets right there.
Yeah, at this point, you know it's getting down.
Yeah, I mean, he should have been going, but
I think it took a moment to actually recognize where the ball was. Here's Zach Zara. This guy can play anywhere on the field. He happens to be your starting first baseman for North Greenville. Did not get the start on Sunday, but came in for defensive purposes, and boy, was it helpful when they had that shift and he was all by himself on the right side. Able to record the final out. Again, Aaron Munson making his 17th start of the year. Gave up the solo home run last inning. Only damage so far, but maybe not for long. Is it deep enough? Kelton, there's your first out. Monteith comes home. They'll cut it off. There's no play to be made. Sacrifice fly by Zach Zara brings Monteith home, and Josh Center, despite a ball hit to right, is able to advance into scoring position.
And that's a mistake by the right fielder, Kelton. He should have thrown that ball into second base. He had Center tagging up at first, and he gets at second base, another man in scoring position. I mean, he has no chance from where he was to throw out the runner at the plate. So to throw to a cutoff man over on the right side of the infield there made no sense. Throw it into second.
So as a result, no traditional threat of a double play to get out of the inning. Here's Campbell Conrad. This one's launched. Talk about no chance of a double play. No chance of bringing that one back into the ballpark. A 2-run shot from your 8-hitter, Campbell Conrad. Just his second home run of the season, as the freshman will touch them all. Well, he hit his first career home run in his first game filling in this year. And he was not cheated on his second career blast there. A big smile.
Campbell Conrad, wow, what a bomb that was. And this is a guy who Coach Powell has been around since he was 11 years old. He's helped him.
One pitch later, the 9-hitter Corey Bivens. 4th hit of the inning. The only out was a sac fly. 2 singles, a double, and a home run here in the second. And the bottom half of the lineup of NGU, your #1 seed, has come through.
And they've had a right-hander throwing in the bullpen, quickly trying to get loose for Angelo State. As we've seen some hard-hit balls. See the cornered blast to right field. That was tattooed. And then a sharp single to left by Bivens right after that. Meanwhile, you have a right-hander, Jake Rogers, throwing in the Angelo State bullpen. Senior.
Well, if you've been paying attention, does Angelo State have them right where they want them? Remember, Benjamin Elder didn't get out of the second inning. They got great long relief in his place. Same time, there wasn't a 4-0 deficit.
Yeah, they got plenty of offensive punch to be able to come back in this game, but Munson needs to get going here.
Only out so far recorded, a sacrifice fly. Back to the top of the order. Here's Octavio, who struck out last inning to lead off the ball game. Bivens over there on first. Bivens 10 for 14 coming into this week in the stolen base department. Punch towards left center. Both men backtracking. That gets down in front of the track. Should score 1. Bivens all the way around from first to third, and he will score. An RBI double from Garrick Octavio. And I think Coach wants to know about obstruction, whether that would have been a run regardless.
Well, I don't know why he would worry about that. The run scored, so that doesn't matter. But that's going to do it for Munson.
Well, I think he's wondering where his base runner perhaps should land.
Maybe for the future?
Octavio shoots this one to the gap. It's a great relay into home.
Yeah, I think maybe Coach Powell wants to establish in the future, can a catcher set up like that?
Yeah, that's
you
obstruction.
Can't. Yeah. Unless the throw is up the line, which it kind of was, then it becomes debatable for the umpire.
We will step aside. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the new arm for the Rams. Well, remember, Thomas Kane, your starting center fielder, lost to injury. What a fantastic job, as expected, in his stead. Jackson Hardy, and a great cutoff that almost has the runner. But at that point, the runner's entitled to a path to home. Probably would have counted the run regardless. And it's a 4-run top of the second with still just 1 out. Your new pitcher, Jake Rogers, for Angelo State. It's the second straight game, even though they won on Sunday, that their starter does not make it out of the second inning.
Now they go to a guy with a 6.14 ERA, but a 10-3 record this year.
Well, he's first team all-conference and second team all-region with that 6.14 ERA. Opposing hitters batting .321 this year. So Octavio with the double is your lone base runner right now after Bivens scored. Ethan Stringer, last time we saw him, last inning. A home run blast. His 7th of the year. One of 2 home runs already this game for NGU.
Well, Munson goes an inning and a third and gives up 2 homers, 2 doubles, 2 singles. 5 runs and still responsible for the runner at second.
Fights the offering from Rogers, foul, 1-2. North Greenville last year had the bad luck of running into both the eventual national champion and a recent powerhouse Columbus State in the regional. And having their 2 losses handed to them by those 2 squads, the Bulldogs and Cougars. But this year, able to get past Columbus State in the Super Regional after hosting the Regional and Supers. Now crossing state border here to Cary.
That was bizarre. The umpire wanted to call time, didn't call time, and then the pitch came in. Unless that didn't count? Yeah, that didn't count.
Did not count.
1-2
is the count officially.
He's saying timeout, and then he's going, oh, wait, I want to call this pitch.
Yeah, no. That would have made it 2-2. It is 1-2.
But why didn't he stay standing up? Why did he bend down like that?
Muscle memory. As Stringer stays alive, and now you see the camaraderie between the home plate umpire, Steve Zawiski, and your catcher, in this case, Trip Clark, who had that ball fouled off of him. And the umpire is kind enough to walk the ball out to Jake Rogers to buy the catcher some time. Because if that foul ball doesn't hit the catcher, it hits you.
You saying he went out to Rogers' neighborhood?
See where you're going.
Wait, that was Rollins. Mr. Rogers.
You're assuming people have watched all the games this week. This is playable. Shot straight up into the sky, Austin Beck. And that is your second out recorded. Your first out was the sac fly from Zach Zara.
Check us out tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. and you'll find out more about what we're talking about with Mr. Rogers, an alum of Rollins, as they take on Southern Arkansas in an elimination game tomorrow morning, trying to beat the rain.
We need to get you a music bed when you do promos like that. Here's John Michael Fail, grounded out back in the first, thanks in part to a fantastic play from Jordan Williams across the diamond. Again, John Michael, what a return on Sunday.
He's a medical marvel. Isn't he?
The bionic batter.
We can make him better than he was before.
Without fail. Runner on second, Octavio, not having to listen to this banter as he retreats back to second. 8th batter of the inning right now, John Michael Fail. A double, a single, a sac fly, home run, single, double, and then the pop out. Left side, backhanded stab by Harris. Throw across the diamond, got him.
Wow.
Justin Harris able to rob John Michael Fail the left side of the infield, making it personal against the 3-hitter from NGU. But not before. A 4 spot graces the top half of the inning, and the number 1 seed has grown its lead to 5. Kevin Brooks, the only head coach this program has ever known, guiding them to the championship week once again for a 5th time, trying to get his men focused. They trail by 5 entering the bottom of the second. They've lost their starting pitcher. They've lost their starting center fielder.
Animated right there. You can see why that man has never had a losing season.
Yeah, they don't even flirt with losing seasons. In San Angelo, Texas, 10 times to the NCAA tournament since 05. 9 times 40 wins or more. They're the only Lone Star Conference team to make it here, and they've been making this a recurring trip in June.
We've seen a speech like that before that worked out for a team, didn't we?
Yeah, but that was after a loss. He's not waiting for that first loss.
UC San Diego, Coach Newman, when they were in the Division II baseball championship, had a great speech like that, and they made a run to the championship.
All the way to the final.
To the final, yeah. They
ran
lost.
out of steam, unlike Wingate last year.
Got to the championship game.
Jordan Williams shows bunt, pulls back, count 2-1. Jordan's your third baseman, the grad student from Round Rock High School outside of Austin. He's been injured some of this year, returned as the DH for a lot of his comeback effort, as Kelton had done well as a third baseman. But Williams now back at the hot corner.
Made a really nice throw earlier.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch this week. Noah Takis pitched last inning with a 1-run lead. This inning has some insurance, and the count now 2-2. And actually, pardon me, yeah, 2-2.
Yep.
Williams is going to stick around a little longer. They're going to 3-1. There we go.
Ooh. Good. Oh.
Yeah.
They say he went after it. Yeah.
He went after it. So it's a foul ball.
Oh. That was crazy. That was dangerous.
Oh,
Did that go off the bat?
Yeah, I'd like to see that again.
I think it went off the bat for a foul ball, which means why would they go down for an appeal to first base?
What does it hit first? It hits his hand, which, well, it's a moot point now. Zara charges, race to the bag, out.
Oh. Josh Gottlieb had a tough time seeing the bag because he had a player right in front of him, Takis.
Look, Jordan did not protest and insist that he was hit by pitch. So you're inclined to believe that that was the right decision. And then one pitch later, retired for out number 1.
That was pretty close at first base.
Again, Zara, really a shortstop playing first base, just able to get there in time. Here's Tayton Treadaway. See if he sticks around long enough for Joe to provide a little story time.
Well, Tayton's dad, Chad Treadaway, in the stands with his dad, and Tayton's grandfather, Reggie, who was a longtime coach, and Chad played minor league baseball. He's enjoying the fact that Tayton is playing here, and Tanner, his other son, is playing center field for Oklahoma as they're in the postseason. So got the brothers, the whole Treadaway family, and big-time baseball family with Chad having played in the minor leagues for a while.
Well, they're getting some frequent flyer miles right now, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Treadaway, the DH, in the 6th spot today. Zara already hugging the line. 2 away. A little bit easier sprint to the bag this time. So Jackson Hardy is your batter here in the 7th spot. We never saw Thomas Kane swing a bat. We've already seen him in a sling back in the dugout. Hardy comes up. He's already been tested defensively in center since coming on in relief. Batting .286 this year with a home run, 34 RBI. He had made 42 starts this year. This is his 52nd ball game, the pride of Silsbee, Texas.
I think if you haven't seen Takis before, that delivery, the hesitation, and then sometimes speeding up can really throw you off.
Hardy tries to lay off it. 1-2. Noah Takis with a 5-run lead to work with. A couple of ground ball outs to the right side. The 1-2 to Hardy. The 2-2 from Takis.
It's kind of like when you go to a batting cage where it's not the pitching arm and they just pop a ball out and you don't know exactly when it's going to come out. That's kind of the way it is with Takis because his delivery is altered so much, you just don't know when he's going to release the ball.
The payoff pitch towards the warning track. Ethan Stringer is going to track it down. So no attack is through 2. Has faced just one more than the minimum. Meanwhile, NGU has gone out and already grabbed 5 runs. They're looking for more in the top of the 3rd when you rejoin us here on NCAA.com.
Right fielder,
5-0 North Greenville as the Crusaders come to bat here in the 3rd inning. Jake Rogers on the mound for Angelo State. Alongside Lincoln Rose, I'm Joe Castellano. Marek Kloop to lead it off, and he takes a strike 0-1. He grounded out 4-1 in the 1st inning, 0-for-1.
Back in the state where he began his American college career, and he was with the Wolfpack of North Carolina State.
We're in the same colors. 1-1.
Went on to be your player of the year this year in the Conference Carolinas.
Native of the Czech Republic.
I think that's just outside of Charlotte.
Fouled back by Kloop.
Kloop went on to be first-team All-Region. We mentioned on Sunday how his dad and girlfriend had surprised him earlier this postseason. First time his dad got to see him play in person in 2 years.
He was batting well over 400 at one point. There's a ground ball towards second base. Hit sharply, bobbled by Beck, but he throws out Kloop. 1 away. And Kloop has been slowed down a little bit lately, maybe fatigued because he's played so much baseball this year. Pat Monteith will come up. He wasn't slowed down in the 2nd inning. Had a double and scored a run.
Yeah, he hit the ball that, remember, Thomas Kane was injured on out there in center.
Part of a 4-run barrage by the Crusaders. 1-0 to Monteith.
Again, you see Thomas Kane right there in the dugout with his left arm in that sling.
It's really unfortunate. That's a big loss for Angelo State. Munson only lasted an inning and a third as the starter, and then Rogers coming in. 2-0 the count. Well, North Greenville, they were able to win their first game 3-1. Now they've opened up the offense. Ground ball in the hole at shortstop. Nice backhand by Harris. Comes up throwing. Got him. 2 up, 2 down for Rogers here in the 3rd.
Well, again, Angelo State has scored more runs this year than any team in the nation. They have reason to believe that they are not out of this one. They just need to enjoy a quick inning every now and then defensively.
Well, you can see why this team was 2nd in the nation in fielding percentage. Angelo State plays like that. They were behind Point Loma, another team that fields the ball well, that won its first 2. That's a foul ball for Josh Center. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, hits center in the batter's box.
Pitching and defense will go a long way in the D2 championship. Let's see how bad that was. Ooh.
That's why you wear the protector.
Yeah, but it looked like it got him on the toes. It's not all that protected right there. Isn't that the way it is? Like you wear protection and then it just barely misses it. Two down, nobody on for center. Number 6 hitter. Rogers deals. Misses low, 1-1.
Jake Rogers entered this ball game back in the 2nd inning after Aaron Munson got the start.
Center swings and misses, and it's 1-2.
Not how you draw up a championship week. Again, neither of your starting pitchers go even 2 full innings, and yet Angelo State found a way to win back on Sunday. They only lost to one team last year, but it just happened to be the eventual national champion whom they also beat. And we're the only team to hand a loss.
2-2 now to center. Well, they're going up against the North Greenville team that's ranked #1 in the country, #1 seed here, known for its pitching, one of the best pitching staffs around. But the offense can be explosive too, as we've already witnessed in this game. 2-2 to center. Strike 3 called. Got frozen on that pitch from Rogers, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Rogers. Middle of the third, 5-0 in favor of North Greenville on NCAA.com. That's your guy right there, Lincoln.
Bobby Boucher keeps us all hydrated. Priority H2O.
Okay. Bottom of the third inning we go, 5-0 in favor of North Greenville. Justin Harris, Trip Clark, and Austin Beck coming up for Angelo State, as Thomas Kane is out after he injured himself diving for a ball out in left center field. Got the sling, got the tape. Harris hitting .339, 6 homers, 39 RBIs to lead it off here. No hit so far for the Rams against Takis. And the breaking ball drops in for a called strike, 0-1.
Still the first time, through the order for Angelo State.
Takis 6-0 on the season. There's a bunt. Pouncing on it is Connard, throws to first, and he got him. So the catcher, Connard, took care of that quickly. One away.
It's a great bunt from Harris, but an even better job executing by the catcher and the first baseman. Zach Zara gives him a target, and Conrad has to make sure he's wide of the base runner and fires a strike.
So Trip Clark will climb in, hitting .308, 8 homers, 32 RBIs. So the move to put Takis in the rotation has really worked out after he was a reliever. They decided to make him a starter for the postseason, and it really has worked out great. 0-1 to Clark. Outside and low, 1-1. So the winner of this game gets to rest tomorrow, and they'll be back in action on Thursday against the winner of the team that ends up playing Westchester. And the loser of this game will go at it tomorrow afternoon. There is rain in the forecast, so tomorrow's schedule has been moved up. 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for our first game, and then approximately 2 for the second one. That is whacked foul into the bullpen area on the left field side.
And Connard getting the starting job at catcher ever since John Michael Fail got hurt. Saw him hit that home run earlier today.
There's a ground ball to third base, gobbled up by Monteith. 2 down. So Takis, after striking out the first 2 batters, has been letting the defense do some work. And Austin Beck comes up.
Back up to the top of the order, second baseman, Austin Beck.
Is his feet set? Plenty of arm.
Beck, who struck out twice in the first game, then was lifted as he's coming back from an injury. He struck out again today, 0 for 1. So he's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts so far in this tournament.
Again, he went on to be second-team All-American this year, was your freshman of the year in the conference, in the Lone Star Conference, from the greater Dallas area, from Allen.
But he suffered a thumb injury, and they didn't know if he'd be back, but did come back for the game on Sunday. Didn't feel that comfortable, so he changed his batting stance and felt like he could swing it better with a different batting stance for this game, and, tried it in batting practice yesterday. The 0-2 is in the dirt.
Yeah, had a good Chat with Jake, the SID at Angelo State.
Well, this guy's had such a great year, hitting .420 even as he stands in there now. As Coach Brooks looks on. 2 down, nobody on. 1-2 to Beck. With a low, 2-2. Coach Powell told us that in January he never thought he would have a pitching staff this good. But they have an ERA of 3.67 coming into the tournament. That was 9th in the country. He's had 16 different pitchers record a win this year. So a group effort. 2-2 to Beck. Ground ball shortstop for Bivens. Pretty close over there. Got him. And a 1-2-3 inning again for Takis. He has not allowed a base hit through the first 3. 5-0 North Greenville leading Angelo State after 3. Zach Czar to lead it off for North Greenville as we go to the 4th inning. He had a sac fly his first trip. 5-0 Crusaders leading. He checks his swing. Pitch misses low from Rogers, 1-0.
Jake Rogers settled in last inning. Again, his first full inning in relief. A couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout. First time North Greenville was kept off the scoreboard so far today.
Number 99 at the plate. So I always think of Wayne Gretzky when I see 99. The great one, Hall of Fame NHL player. There's another guy that you think of, though, in baseball. Manny Ramirez wore that when he went to the Dodgers.
Yep.
That pitch is outside. So I was working with Sirius XM Radio and got a chance to interview a lot of different players. So I interviewed Manny after he joined the Dodgers, and I asked him, why did you choose number 99? And his answer, because it's cool, man. Ground ball, base hit left field. So Zara is pretty cool right now with a leadoff single, and that is 7 hits now for North Greenville.
Second time North Greenville's gotten its leadoff man on. As Zara's previous plate appearance, productive, a sac fly. Let's see if they can move him around here with Campbell Kennard.
So here he is, the man who went deep, Campbell Kennard, and he hits one in the left field for a base hit. So after his home run to right field, he goes to left field with a base hit. Back-to-back singles, 2 on, nobody out for Corey Bivens.
Kennard switch hitter. Able to poke that one through for a base hit.
So now Corey Bivens, who singled and scored in the second inning. Just an onslaught of offense for North Greenville early in this game.
Been a great year for Bivens, both offensively and defensively. Again, your shortstop for North Greenville.
He bunts, but it's a foul ball at home plate. North Greenville coached by Landon Powell, former Major League catcher, and he's been able to pile up 297 career wins with North Greenville.
Yeah, he'd be okay if he reached 300 this week.
Yeah.
There'd be a piece of hardware to document it.
He's done such a great job with this program. When he inherited the team, they were 8-35 the season before he came in 2014. 8-35, but then in his first year, made it to the NCAA tournament, 30 wins. By the time he got to his third year, he won 35 games. There's a bunt foul. Then in 2018, as he was moving along, 46 wins. And now 51 wins. And the D2 championship.
Yeah, it took them to the NCAA tournament in 2018 and every tournament since then. And this was a program that's only been in the NCAA and the Conference of Carolinas since 2011. Previously, they were in the NCCAA, National Christian Colleges Athletic Association.
0-2 to Bivens. Popped up. This one back of the plate and out of play. And we mentioned it before, but I'm sure that we'll mention it a few times in case you didn't hear that Landon Powell, as a Major League catcher, caught a perfect game on Mother's Day in 2010. Dallas Braden's perfect game when he was playing for the A's. Also played with the Astros and the Mets. Retired in 2013. Did some broadcasting. Worked for ESPN.
Yeah, something got loose in the outfield. Reason for the delay here.
2 on and nobody out. The cool thing for Coach Powell is that he grew up right around here. He used to ride around on his bike, pitch inside, and that hits the batter. Another hit batsman today. We've seen a million of those. And now the bases are loaded. Bivens didn't realize he got hit. I don't know what he was thinking. He wasn't going to first base right away.
Well, the ruling is Bivens checked his swing.
Right. Maybe he thought he went around.
So everybody advances 90 feet. Another look. Oh, it hit his body, then his bat.
Right.
That is a hit batter.
But he knew he got hit by the pitch, and he had to figure he checked his swing, but he wasn't going to first base right away. Now the top of the order, Garrick Octavio, 1 for 2, an RBI double. Bases loaded, nobody out. Already up 5-0 North Greenville, and you got more action in the bullpen as right-hander Jackson Haga is throwing.
Joe, the bottom third of that NGU lineup has not been retired today except for one sac fly.
Damn. Outside corner called strike, 0-1 to Octavio, the leadoff hitter.
They have 4 hits and have been hit by pitch.
Five runs, 8 hits, no errors for North Greenville. Nothing across for Angelo State. 1-1 the count. So a chance to really blow this game open here. Started with a single by Zara, a single by Kennard, and then a hit by pitch. Seen 2 of them in this game. Saw a ton of them in the last game. 7 of them. Pitch in the dirt blocked by Clark. We saw 5 hit by pitches in 1 inning in the bottom of the 8th inning of our first game when Westchester came back. They were down 3-0 after 5 innings. Came up with 5 runs in the 8th and won it 7-3. It was just a wild game. If you like hit by pitches, that was your game. Here's the 2-1. Strike called in the inside part of the plate. 2-2.
It was a game that began with 3 straight walked hitters, none of which led to any scoring, in case you don't believe us.
Yeah, this was the barrage of hit by pitches.
8th inning. Golden Rams of Westchester are losing. Never have led in this ball game. By the end of the inning, that would change.
Most baseball observers had not seen 5 hit by pitches in 1 inning. It's down and in, 3-2 now the count. Nowhere to put him.
Oh, I thought we just inspired Jake Rogers.
We saw 21 free passes because we had 7 combined hit by pitches with the 2 teams. 6 of them for the Southern New Hampshire pitchers, and we had 14 walks. Well, now you got 3-2 with the bases loaded and nobody out. With Octavio up there and Stringer on deck. Payoff pitch. Hit in the air, shallow left. Lee is there. Runner tagging at third. Catch made. Zara heading to the plate. He'll score easily. The other runners stay. 6-0 North Greenville.
As Zara comes home, Justin Lee makes the right decision. No play to be made at home. Just prevent the 2 base runners from moving an extra 90 feet. Able to hit his cutoff. Keeps Kennard at second.
Now Ethan
Bivens
Stringer. Ethan Stringer, who's 1 for 2. Home run in the first inning, his 7th of the year, and then popped to short. blasted it over the left field wall for his homer. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. I don't know why he'd be bunting there. This guy just hit a home run earlier.
Versatility.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on that defense.
Kennard leading at second and Bivens at first. I mean, he'd be bunting for a base hit. You don't want to sacrifice here. Throw to second, back in safe is Kennard. We saw our share of picked off runners in that first game, too. Well, actually, it was the same base runner who got picked off twice. The lights are on. Haven't really taken full effect here, but got a lot of cloud cover. Pitch the Stringer, check swing, and he fouled it back.
Scoreboard light's been on for a while after NGU lit it up in those first 2 innings for 5 runs and have tacked on a 6th here in the top of the 4th.
Stringer, the University of Louisville transfer. You see a lot of Division I players. They don't get as much playing time as they would like, so they transferred to a D2 school. 2-1 now.
Well, it's a two-way street, especially with the transfer portal. These coaches are constantly recruiting and then re-recruiting. It has not become easier to be a college coach.
Three and one, the count. Well, it's definitely an attractive idea to play for Landon Powell, somebody who not only played in the major leagues, but played college baseball at South Carolina and was a first-round draft pick. He gets it. So you learn a lot by playing for him. 3-1 the count to Stringer as the runners lead at first and second. The pitch. He takes it, and it's down the middle for a call strike, 3-2.
In North Greenville is the 9th different team from their region to make it to Cary since Cary started hosting. No team has come back-to-back years out of that region.
Southeast.
Meanwhile, Angelo State, along with a couple of schools from Colorado, seem to have a monopoly in the South Central.
3-2 to Stringer. Outside, ball 4, so the bases are loaded. Gonna hit by pitch, and now a walk in this inning. They're loaded up for John Michael Fail, not the guy you want to face with the bases loaded. And Coach Brooks is making a trip out to the mound, and he will make a pitching change. We'll be right back. 6-0 North Greenville in the 4th. Jackson Haga out of the bullpen, 4-1, 5.54 ERA, as he makes his 26th appearance all in relief. 39 innings, 41 hits, 17 walks, 32 strikeouts. And he will be the 3rd pitcher of the evening for Angelo State. They're looking for answers on the mound.
Jackson's from Bowling Green, Kentucky, but started his college career just north of us in Virginia and Lynchburg at Liberty University with the Flames. Now, of course, suiting up for the men from San Angelo, Texas.
And I don't envy this situation. He comes in with the bases loaded for Greenville. 1 out, and he's got to face one of the top hitters in the country, John Michael Fail. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 ground outs on 2 really good plays by the left side of the infield. He's not running well, but when he hits the ball, he generally has been hitting it hard.
If John Michael had 2 healthy knees, he might be 2 for 2 today.
Yeah. This is a guy who's hitting over 400. 16 homers. He hits one in the left field. That's a bullet for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes a second runner around to score Bivens. Stopping at second is Stringer. 2-run single for John Michael Fail. North Greenville up 8-0.
Bring in the new pitcher to face the number 3 hitter, John Michael Fail, who, again, has been the 3-hole in the lineup while he was healthy. Came back the other day in the 6th spot. His bat was worthy of moving back up in the order, and it's paid off for Coach Landon Powell.
Now he's got 3 RBIs in this tournament. Here's Kloop, and he takes a strike, 0-1. Getting back to Fail for a moment. 60 career home runs, 16 this year. He's up there as far as most home runs in a career, in a Division II career anyway.
Yeah, and Ethan Stringer was the last batter to face Jake Rogers walking. He's there on second.
Throw to second. Safe. So, yeah, all 3 runs here charged to Rogers in his 2 innings of work.
Only out this inning, a sac fly.
So Kloop, he has grounded to second twice, 0 for 4 in the tournament. That's a ball outside, 1-1. Looks like North Greenville wants to give Point Loma a run for its money for most runs scored in a game so far here at the D2 Championship this year. Point Loma won 11-3 last night. They beat Southern Arkansas. Sent the Mule Riders into an elimination game tomorrow morning against Rollins. 2-1 the count. Meanwhile, Point Loma gets 2 days off. They're off today. They're off tomorrow. They won't play again until Thursday.
Yeah, if you need food recommendations for the Cary, North Carolina area, ask somebody at Point Loma after they come back from their little hiatus.
We got to check in on Hunter Ochin to see what he's been doing. Ground ball, third base. Nice stop by Williams. Throws to second, 1. Relay to first by Beck. Not in time. So they get the second out of the inning. They've got Stringer now at third and Kloop on at first after the force play.
I think North Greenville's okay if they lose a base runner, that it's John Michael Fail. He can go back to the dugout, the DH. Still coming back from the knee surgery. Had Stringer and Kloop on the corners.
Here is the 8th man to hit in this inning, Pat Monteith, 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. 2 on, 2 outs, and he takes low, 1-0. So you got 8 runs and 9 hits for North Greenville. No runs, no hits for Angelo State.
Yeah, Angelo State's had 1 base runner, a hit batter.
Pitch is low.
Jackson Haig on the mound, your third pitcher already for Angelo State. They got great long relief on Sunday for that victory.
3-0 the count. In this game, North Greenville 9 for 18 with a bats .500, while Angelo State's 0 for 9. Taking all the way Monteith, and he draws a walk to load the bases. So the second walk of this inning. There's also been a hit by pitch. Now the 9th man to come up in the inning will be center. Just not close there. Not really close there. Easy takes.
And that's to the 5-hitter Monteith.
So now center, 1 for 2, a single and a run scored, and he is struck out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Takes low and away.
Like Monteith, Josh Center is coming up to the plate for a 3rd consecutive inning.
It's an explosive North Greenville team. You know, you think about what they did in the clinching game of their Super Regional when they won 13-3. They scored 6 runs in the first inning. This time around, they scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and they've got 3 here in the 4th and looking for more. Conversation at the mound.
A comms device in the ear of the catcher, Trip Clark.
Okay. Modern technology. Getting the pitch call. That one's line in the left field. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Coming around, another runner to score. And as Kloop comes in and scores, stopping at second is Monteith. 2-run single for center. 10-0 North Greenville.
Well, all the runners for whom Jake Rogers was responsible for have now come home.
Man. And they bat around. And Zara, who led it off with a single, will bat again.
You're scoring at home. This is where it gets dicey.
Stringer and Kloop both scoring there. There's a called strike. So the man who led it off, Zara, bats again here in the fourth. 5 runs in. First and second, 2 outs. Oh, and 2 the count.
We were talking about leaving runners on base last game. Meanwhile, North Greenville, 10 runs on 10 hits.
We had 2 big innings already. Pitch down and away. Yeah, we ran into Coach Powell after that first game, and he was a little nervous that they didn't score enough. He wanted a bigger lead, ended up winning 3-1 in that first game against Westchester. Got to feel pretty comfortable right now, I would think. He might actually be able to sit back in the dugout.
You're hoping Noah Takis has a way of staying loose during all this.
Fouled back. Yeah, that is a long time waiting. And
we've seen sometimes pitchers go over to the bullpen, just start tossing it. That arm doesn't get cold while your teammates are giving you a lot of insurance. A 5-run top of the fourth, doubling the lead.
1 and 2 to Zara, the North Greenville first baseman. Swings and misses, strikes out. The inning is finally over. But 10 men come to the plate. 5 of them score. 4 more base hits. Middle of the fourth, 10-0. North Greenville leading Angelo State. Well, that Angelo State dugout, they are looking for answers on both sides of it. Out there defensively, they've given up 10 runs. Meanwhile, with the bats, they're looking for their first base hit against Noah Takis. Kelton, Walters, and Lee coming up for the second time. Kelton struck out 0 for 1. Takis has only allowed 1 base runner hit by pitch in the first inning. And you wondered if he would stiffen up after that long top of the fourth inning. We'll see.
Look, there's still a lot of baseball to be played.
Yeah.
There's no run rule.
High fly ball to left field, spinning around Stringer, and ends up really back where he started for out number 1.
You get style points. It's probably not ideal.
Did a 360 out there.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
Wait, did we just replay it, or was that him?
Self-deprecating.
We'll do both.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, I could just stand. I could have just been standing here the whole time.
Got his steps in.
Here's Aaron Walters, the only man to reach for the Rams in this game. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Checks his swing, and he went around for a strike. Actually, I think it's a called strike is what it is. Yeah, he definitely went around there. 0-1 is in there for a strike. 0-2. Justin Lee will follow Walters. Came into the game batting .399. Takis steals the 0-2. Line drive left center field. That's a base hit. There goes the no-hitter as center throws it in. 1-out single for Walters. He's the only man to reach, and he's done it twice.
See if that can spark something for, again, the team that has scored more runs than anybody else in the country, but right now is being shut out in this winner's bracket contest.
Justin Lee will climb in. 0 for 1 fly to center. You look at these batting averages, you can't believe that they were held hitless for 3 innings. I mean, a lot of guys are batting either over 400 or high 300s. There is a strike. I mean, Angelo State as a team averages over 10 runs a game. That is third in the nation. Third in the nation in batting average. They were hitting .363 coming into this tournament. leading the country in on-base percentage. But just couldn't get anything going against Takis yet. One ball, one strike to Justin Lee. Lee at 436 right now with his average. Walters being held at first base. Bluff to bunt. That's a ball. They have 3 infielders to the left of second base for North Greenville defensively against Lee. They don't think he can hit the ball to the right side. And it's a huge hole when you have the first baseman holding on the runner. I mean, he could just basically tap one to the right side and get a base hit out of it. Let's get it by the pitcher. Fouled on the right side, out of play.
Meanwhile, Aaron Walters over there battling some gnats. And also, well, we've seen so many other student athletes with that sliding mitt. He goes with the old-fashioned approach of simply holding his batting gloves in his hand to avoid jamming the fingers when sliding back into the bag.
Yeah.
But right now, those mitts doubling as a fly swatter.
2-2 pitch, grounded towards shortstop for Bivens. Gets to the bag himself, one. Throws to first, not in time. One bounce throw. So 2 down on the 6 unassisted at second base for Bivens.
Yeah, Bivens saw taking it himself as the best option. Most importantly, got the lead out. And Zach Czar, we mentioned, playing first, but really, he played just about any position. Does his best to try to secure this one.
Good decision to take it to the bag himself there and try to hasten that play. Now Jordan Williams steps in, 0 for 1, grounded to first base. Had 3 RBIs in the first game of the tournament on Sunday up against Southern New Hampshire. The Penmen were sent packing earlier today. Want to know the count? Illinois Springfield, the other team that's been eliminated. So we have 6 teams left. Team that wins this game will feel pretty good about its chances to get to championship Saturday. Point Loma already feels pretty good. There goes the runner. Called strike. Throw to second by Kennard. Safe. As tumbling was Bivens to try to make that tag, but stolen base for Lee is 25th of the year. Little odd that you'd be running in a 10-0 game, but he made it.
Yeah, both guys wanted to occupy the same space there. No ill intent by either guy, but both a little shaken up there for a moment. That's scary.
Yeah, that's painful. Bivens tried to make the catch and the tag all at once, and he thought he had the out, but the umpire over there, Scott Wyckoff, said no, and they're going to look at it.
Well, again, this is initiated by Landon Powell in North Greenville.
Right.
The initial call.
And if that's out, that really looks like a bad play when you're down 10-0 to try to steal second. Although, I mean, you're trying to do anything to get some offense going, and if you can get to second and get a base hit, you get a run on the board at least. But now we're going to look at it because he might be out.
You'll get a look before they do.
You know, there's a lot to think about because that might have been obstruction.
So if you're simply, before we talk about obstruction, simply looking at what was their first tag or the bag, the tag is.
Yeah, he'd be out.
So there's no indication there for the obstruction.
No.
And so this call is incorrect.
Yeah, that'd be out
from the start.
But
now they are allowed to then look at obstruction.
Right, because it's incumbent upon the shortstop Bivens to still allow the runner to be able to slide in there.
Yeah.
Now, he was trying to catch that throw, so there's so much to think about. Was that him just trying to catch the throw, make the tag, or did he get in the way? I mean, and you have to allow that runner an opportunity to get into second, even if you didn't do it intentionally. And I don't know that he allowed him an opportunity to get to second.
It's still an area of inconsistency. I don't think either of us are confident as to how this will turn out. What we do know is that tag is applied before he reaches the bag. Now, why? Well, because of the shortstop blocking the bag.
Yeah, see, old school baseball, that would be fine, and he'd be out. But the way it is now, when you're talking about obstruction, you can't block that bag like that under the current rules.
The tag's applied. He's not at the base, but we will see if they do see enough for obstruction.
I think they will.
In which the batter will be safe, but for a different reason.
Yeah. I mean, always growing up, when I played the infield, you were taught to block the bag like that so the guy can't get in there. But that is not the way the rule is now.
Again, our umpires here that you're staring at are not looking at a monitor. They're just waiting to the call to be relayed to them so they can inform the coaches and resume play. As upstairs, we do have a head official who has access with the DV Sport crew.
I'll tell you, that didn't feel so great for Bivens when Lee was sliding into his ankle.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and I think he's still sore out there. This might take a little while because there's so much to think about, like we just detailed.
This could be the end of the inning.
I mean, like you said, Lincoln, if you're just looking at it as far as tag and when did he get to the base, he's clearly out.
But there's a reason for that. Anybody in St. Angelo can appreciate the hog tying there. You go for the feet.
Yeah. That's what makes these decisions so difficult. Just, is it the positioning? Was he just trying to catch the ball where it was thrown? And but, if you don't give a guy an opportunity to slide it into the bag, to me, I'm thinking that it's going to be obstruction, and then he's safe because of that instead of a stolen base. Which, by the way, I think if it's obstruction, I don't know if you statistically credit him with a stolen base. We'd have to find that out.
So if they're looking at this angle, that's because they're looking at obstruction. We'll get the answer
at some point.
So we are either exactly where we were with Lee on second, or the inning's over.
Some fans are saying, let's go, and now we are going to get a decision.
We're about to get the gesture we've been waiting for.
Safe.
Well,
no, it's not based on the replay of that call, but are they saying obstruction?
It has to be, yeah.
Obstruction is the call.
Yeah, so we didn't see the indication for obstruction, but we are being told now. We appreciate the communication from upstairs. It is safe due to obstruction.
Here comes Landon Powell. I don't think he's going to enjoy this because his infielder, Bivens, and I beg your pardon, that wasn't Bivens. I've been saying Bivens. That was Octavio. That was Octavio, who was the second baseman over there. So my apologies. But Octavio, to me, did obstruct, and it was the correct call.
I think he understands the difference there. The gesture was safe, but the reason why he's safe is due to obstruction.
All right. So Octavio is the one who gets the obstruction against him. Now, statistically, I'm not aware whether or not that's considered to be a stolen base or not.
Angelo State's down by 10 runs. I'm not sure they're concerned with that right now.
Yeah, but that would be 25 steals for Lee. It's a nice little milestone. We'll find out.
Later.
Yeah, now your count is 1-1 to Williams. Lee is at second, safe after the obstruction.
Now one pitch later, ground out, inning over, right?
Well, Takas seems to have to wait for everything. He waited for his team to score runs. That was great. This time he waited for a guy to be called safe. 2-1. And Octavio, his ankle, I guess, is okay, but that'd be kind of painful the way that slide came from Lee into Octavio. 2-1 to Jordan Williams, down 10-0. It all started with the obstruction call at second base. The comeback. 3-1.
And again, we've seen replay over the years instituted both in baseball and softball a variety of ways. You've seen it where the umpires themselves are going to the TV truck's monitors. You'll see it where it's a conference office who's relaying the message. Of course, in the postseason, you'll hear sometimes about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and DV Sport. And the studios there relaying it. But here we do have an official on site. It's just not one of the game umpires who relays the message to them after reviewing all the angles.
That was ball 4. And by the way, it is a stolen base officially.
Boom.
25 for Lee. So down 10-0, 2 on here with 2 outs, and Tate and Treadaway climbs in. There go the runners. Called strike, throw to second, not in time as Williams gets in there. So Lee gets the steal and Williams, the double steal.
And nothing to review.
That time it was Bivens who took the throw. See, I knew sooner or later he'd take the throw. Treadaway with 2 in scoring position.
He took the throw because he's positioned on the right side of the bag.
Right. Well, you got Octavio was playing out in right field as the second baseman. Treadaway takes down and in 1-1. Remember I told you that his dad, Chad, hit a grand slam that won somebody a Honda back in the minor leagues in a grand slam inning. I was talking to his dad about that before the game, and he said he got a little tip for that. I think it was like $20. Seems kind of cheap. Like when you win a Honda that you wouldn't tip the guy who hit a grand slam more than $20.
Yeah, what is that, like 2 gallons of gas?
I mean, the guy hit a home run, a grand slam that got you a car. I mean, I don't know. I'd give him more than $20.
Take them for a grand slam at Denny's.
Well, that's not worth $20.
Let's go through our sponsors.
2-1 is the count here to Tayton Treadaway, the son of Chad.
So $20 was worth a lot more back then.
That's true. This was 1995. Check swing, pitch down low. 3-1 the count. And Tayton, he's had a flair for the dramatic. Game 3 of the Super Regional against Colorado Mesa, down 6-5. He hit a grand slam. They took the lead for good. And they won that Super Regional to get here to Cary. 3-1 to Treadaway. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So this inning has become a little annoying for Takis. Thought maybe he'd have an out at second base. That didn't happen. Now he walks 2 batters in a row. Maybe all the waiting around is starting to affect him now.
Angelo State, again, desperate to take that 0 off the board and spark something, even with 2 outs here. Again, you're back to Jackson Hardy batting for Thomas Kane.
Hardy flied to left in the second inning. Kane never got to bat. He hurt himself in the field before he came up, or was supposed to come up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Squared a bunt for some reason. Want to know the count.
Well, sometimes you can have that bat right in the line of sight of the catcher.
Right, that could be it.
Pass ball.
I don't think he ever intended to actually bunt the ball.
Run comes home.
Yeah. A single and 2 walks have given the Rams an opportunity here to get some runs on the board. Down 10-0. North Greenville scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and 5 in the fourth. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Takis working out of the stretch with the runners leading all around. Hardy takes the pitch, called strike, 1-1.
Well, the bottom third of the order for North Greenville has been phenomenal. Here's an opportunity for the bottom third of Angelo State's lineup, as they're just coming around for the second time now.
Hardy was The starting center fielder last year on the team that made it here, almost made it to the championship game. Lost 2 games in a row that were 1-run games to Wingate to get eliminated. That was the day before the national championship, a crazy Friday that had rain delays. Now what do we have going on?
Well, there's a gesture made by our second base umpire. He brought out his book, and I couldn't tell if he was gesturing towards the Angelo State dugout, and now everybody
Maybe a warning?
is wondering whether it was in fact a warning on Angelo State. But then there was a look at the pitcher Takis as if there'd been a delay on his part, and then I think our umpires got together and tried to relay.
Hardy hits one in the air to center field for center. That does it for Angelo State in the 4th. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave the bases loaded. 4 in the books here in Cary, North Carolina. 10-0. North Greenville leading Angelo. Just a lazy evening here in Cary, North Carolina at the USA Baseball Training Complex. Been great weather so far for this tournament. Here we are in day 4, the 8th game. These are 2 teams that won their first game. They get taped up for the second game. And it's been all North Greenville, a 10-0 lead, out hitting Angelo State 10-1. And here come the Crusaders again with Kennard, who's 2 for 2, a 2-run homer and a single. It's turned out to be a stroke of genius to put him in the lineup as the catcher, and now he is 3 for 3.
Wow.
This guy was hitting .214 coming into the game.
I don't think he understands how averages work.
It's his day. Now, he didn't have a lot of at-bats, Kennard. Only 42 this season, so that average is climbing quickly up to 267. His average has gone up 53 points. Here's Corey Bivens, 1 for 1, a single and a hit by pitch, and he takes a ball 1-0.
I mentioned Kennard the first time he subbed in for John Michael Fail, hit a home run. Second home run came earlier today.
Bivens, the number 9 hitter. Short lead at first for Kennard. Here's a fly ball hit in the left field. Chasing it is Lee, going to his left. The center fielder comes over. Hardy, he's got it, tagging it first. Kennard headed for second, and he is safe. So the aggressiveness continues for North Greenville, even though they're up 10-0. They're tagging it first and going to second.
I think all the more reason to try it. Not the worst thing if you were to be caught out, but you keep the pressure on. As Bivens retired, but able to move the runner.
How many catchers could do this? Pretty good. I like it. I mean, you keep playing. I mean, it's only the middle innings here. You never know. Got to play the game right. Here is Octavio. He is 1 for 2 RBI, single, sac fly, 2 RBIs in this game, 3 in the first 2 games of the tournament out of the leadoff spot for North Greenville.
Yeah, Garrick's lucky to have all of his ankles in working order.
Yeah, I mean, he got into that collision at second base where he got called for obstruction on the stolen base. Ground ball, first base, foul ball, 0-1. So he's got one of the 11 hits for North Greenville. They've got 10 runs in the first 4 innings.
Yeah, here in Cary, and I know there's folks who don't want to hear about this yet, but most runs scored is 14. That was Tampa over Chico State.
Here's a shot to shortstop, fielded by Harris, and he guns him out at first base. 2 down. On the play, Kennard goes to third. Yeah, I would have thought there would be more runs scored than that at some point, but
that was 2014.
Yeah. Against Chico State. Chico State, by the way, I mentioned yesterday that they were the last team from the West region to win the national championship. Nice play there by Harris. And that was in 1999, and I started thinking about that the guys who were on that team, the kids at the time, they're in their 40s now. Time goes by fast. Here's Ethan Stringer.
Yeah, they might be some of the parents of this year's Point Loma team.
So Point Loma hoping to be the first team from the West to win in a long time, 23 years. Swing and a miss as Clark blocked that. 0-2.
In some good news for the West, since we've come here to Cary, the most hits belongs to UC San Diego. They had 23 hits in a game against Dowling in 2009.
We're a ways from that. Stringer, a home run, 1 for 2, also a walk. Scored a couple of runs. Takes outside, 1-2.
We already witnessed some Cary history in that last game.
Most hit by pitches in an inning, 5 for the Southern New Hampshire pitchers.
3 different pitchers?
3 different pitchers, and then 5 runs came in. That was a tough way to go out for Southern New Hampshire to get eliminated.
They had not trailed the whole game
Yeah.
until the 8th inning.
Oh, they were up 3-2, and 5 runs came in, and a lot of that was due to, well, really most of it due to the hit by pitches. There was only 1 hit in that inning.
Yeah, just 3 balls put into play all inning.
1-2 to Stringer, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Haga gets the strikeout to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a runner left at third base. Middle of the 5th inning, 10-0 North Greenville leading Angelo State. As we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, 10-0 North Greenville. This kid's enjoying the ball game. And Noah Takis is tossing a 1-hit shutout so far for North Greenville, while his offense gave him plenty of runs to feel comfortable about. He's been out there, and he had to deal with a lot of delays. I mean, his team scoring was one of them. The look at a replay review, but he was able to leave the bases loaded in the last inning, and now he'll go after 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Rams.
Yeah, that was tough to swallow for Angelo State in the 4th inning. Bases loaded and unable to at least get that first run across, if not a bigger inning.
It's been a rough evening for the Rams. Their starting pitcher only lasted an inning and a third. They lost their center fielder to injury on a diving effort out in left center field. And they just have not been able to get anything going with the bats. Just the 1 hit, a single by Walters. Harris with a count of 2-0. Tried to bump his way on in the 3rd, but he was thrown out by the catcher, Kennard. Takis throwing off the rhythm of these hitters. He's changed his tempo from time to time. His hesitation moves been throwing off the hitters, I think.
Mentioned Noah started his college career right here in North Carolina at Davidson.
There's a strike. 3-1.
That's why most Davidson student athletes have not been able to take advantage of that extra COVID year because it's Davidson College, not Davidson University. There are not graduate programs. Their quarterback this last fall just had to try to double major to slow things down.
Fly ball, center field. Center going back near the warning track. He's got it as he gets to the track. 1 away. So wait, so that's not the same Davidson as Steph Curry then?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Steph Curry did not stick around for his Masters.
Harris gave that a ride, but that's the deep part of the ballpark. It gets out to 400 to straightaway center. Here's Trip Clark, who grounded to third his first trip. There's a strike, 0-1. The Rams 51 wins to tie their school record. When they won their first game here, they were able to accomplish that. Swing and a miss, 0-2. I mean, for North Greenville, it's been several times where they've been close to getting to the D2 championship, finally breaking through and getting here. And for Angelo State, it's been where they're close to winning. Fly ball left field. Stringer is there. He's near the warning track, too, and he hauls it in. 2 down. For Angelo State, I mean, they've gotten here, but then they lose 2 1-0 games in 2016. And then last year, they almost get to the championship, as I was talking about before. They lose 8-7 in 11 innings the day before the national championship, which was won by Wingate, the team that beat Angelo State. That was way up in the sky.
Yeah, I think our crew impressed by the angle off the bat.
Here's Austin Beck, who's 0 for 2, 0 for 4 so far in the tournament, and takes outside 1-0. Takis a little smiling. He may have crossed up his catcher, Kennard, there. Kennard gets down into that crouch with one knee down. Showing bunt there, 1-1. The junior right-hander, Noah Takis, just wheeling and dealing today. There's a strike, 1-2.
72 pitches so far. No runs on one hit allowed.
The 6'3" right-hander, the 1-2 on the way, popped in the air. Left side of the infield for the shortstop, Bivens, just on the outfield grass for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Takis. And at the end of 5, it's 10-0, North Greenville leading Angelo State. Well, North Greenville has had its way in this second game of the day here. 10-0 they lead as we go to the 6th inning. And now we see Reese Johnson, who is mostly a position player. He has made 4 appearances out of the bullpen for Angelo State this year, working 3 2/3 innings. No earned runs, by the way. And he will get an opportunity to pitch here at the D2 championship as Coach Brooks tries to save his bullpen a little bit for later on in the tournament with a game that's out of hand in the middle innings.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, as ultimately Angelo State has plenty of offensive capability, though we haven't seen it so far here today, to make a run during the week, even with average pitching. So Reese Johnson will try to eat some innings here.
John Michael Fail is at the plate, 1 for 3, the 2-run single last time up. He launches one deep down the left field line. If it stays fair, it could be gone, and it is a foul ball.
Oh, that's hard to believe if you are looking at the construction fence that almost seems to follow and extend that line. How does that ball land inside that construction netting?
And a foul.
But not go inside the pole.
Let's take a look again. There it is. Wow. That's hard to believe that's foul. I agree with you. 1-2 to John.
Now,
Michael
I want to
Fail.
point out, our umpires on the field cannot see that netting until the very top.
Right.
And there's no requirement that it follows the foul line all the way up, but just gives you a visual of where that ball lands.
Construction helps us to see it. It's
a
fouled back.
It's a moot point now.
Right. But John Michael Fail thought he had a homer down the line.
Well, he's already had one this week.
That was close. The 1-2, that's popped in the air, foul on the right side. That one goes out of play. Well, John Michael Fail, 60 career homers, as I was talking about. Was hoping for number 61 right here. And what did he think of it?
Well, he's tracking it the whole time.
He's watching. Didn't argue. 2-2 the count. So the check swing, the appeal down to the first base umpire,
Again,
Josh Godley.
after a while, he's halfway down the line, so he doesn't really have a line on it.
The 2-2 is upstairs, 3-2.
I just don't know how that ball would go wide of that pole and land where it did.
I agree.
Thank you.
Could we have reviewed that?
You and I do not have any challenges.
3-2 to John Michael Fail, fouled back. Remains 3-2.
And I realize there are illusions.
Yeah. John Michael Fail wasn't even supposed to be playing after having a meniscus tear in his knee in the first conference tournament game in the first inning of the first game, rounding the bases, rounding the first base bag. He hurt that knee, needed surgery, got surgery, and less than 3 weeks later, here he is on the field. Came back a couple days ago and homered in his first at bat, and then he's produced today with a 2-run single. And this guy is definitely an amazing human being to be able to be out there. 3-2, grounded foul on the third base side. So Reese Johnson trying to eat up some innings here for the Rams.
Yeah, we saw Reese wrap up at second base back on Sunday.
3-2 pitch. Fouled back as John Michael Fail keeps battling him. 4 foul balls here with 2 strikes. Fail followed by Kloop and Monteith. 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the fourth. 3-2. Hit deep. Left center field. Hardy back, and it bounces and hits the wall. Fail will hold up at first with a single with that bad knee. And he's 2 for 4 today.
Yeah, probably a double for Fail earlier in the year. After all that battling, a well-deserved single.
Yeah, he just is favoring that right knee, the one that he had surgery on. Mark Kloop will stand in. 0 for 3 today, 0 for 5 in the tournament. He's grounded out 3 times today. And he takes, that's a ball, 1-0. That was the 12th hit for North Greenville. Seen a lot of hitting today. There's a called strike.
Hitting of batters and hitting of pitches, depending on which game you're tuned into.
Well, we saw 19 total hits in the first game, in addition to all of the hit by pitches. Saw a lot of base runners. The pitch to Kloop. Checked his swing, did not offer. And it's 2-1. Kloop, the cleanup hitter. He's hitting close to 400.
Seven pitch at bat by John Michael Fail.
High fly ball in the center field for Jackson Hardy. Lining it up for out number 1. So Kloop has not been able to get a hit yet. 0 for 6 in the tournament, but his teammates have been really doing the job. As Monteith will step in, 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and a walk.
Misspoke. That was a 10 pitch at bat for John Michael Fail, and then 4 pitches there for Kloop.
So Reese Johnson goes to work against Monteith. Steps off. They do not hold the runner at first. Fail. He's not going anywhere.
Kloop 0 for 4, the only North Greenville hitter without a base hit today.
We've got some action in the bullpen for North Greenville. So Takis might be done after 5. Monteith ahead 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit high, 2-0. Having a good time over at first base.
I think it's more that nobody seems to respect him leading off of first base.
Well, maybe that's what it is. He maybe has said something to the first baseman, like, why aren't you holding me on?
For the same reason he's not standing at second right now.
3-0 and taking all the way Monteith. He walks on 4 pitches, so 2 on, 1 out.
Now he jogs down to second. That's been more his speed. It's been a good week so far in the return for John Michael.
Center fielder Josh Center.
Josh Center will step in, 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. Here in the 6th inning. Johnson deals, and there's a breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1 to Center. Home runs in this game by Stringer, his 7th, and Kennard, his 2nd. 1-1 to center. He has 11 home runs this year. I was mentioning that it seemed like a long time coming for North Greenville to get here to the D2 championship. Go back to 2019. They lost to Catawba in the Super Regional in 14 innings. Swing and a miss. They were the number 2 team in the nation in 2020, and then COVID hit. Last year, they lost in the regional to Wingate. Wingate ends up winning it all. So this team has been close. And they're playing well so far here in Cary this year in their first trip in school history. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So center goes down on strikes. Johnson gets his first strikeout, 2 down. Now Zach Zara, who's 1 for 2 single, sac fly, and an RBI.
Well, Reese Johnson hasn't allowed any runs under his watch, but still hasn't been an easy inning. Picks up his first strikeout here.
Seen some big swings from these North Greenville hitters. Looks like they're trying to go yard. Ground ball left side. Scooped up by Williams. Goes to second for the force on Monteith, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Middle of the 6th. 10-0 North Greenville leading Angelo State. Some cloud cover here in Cary, North Carolina. We're expecting rain tomorrow. 10-0 North Greenville as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You saw a glimpse there of Dawson Taylor, left-hander, sophomore out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. He comes out of the pen after Noah Takis was great for 5 scoreless innings with only 1 hit allowed, walked 2 and struck out 2.
Yeah, coach is going to stick with the same page in the phone book as 23rd appearance on the year for Dawson. 3.05 ERA, 1.95 batting average for opposing hitters. He has struck out 32 in just 20 innings of work.
So Dawson Taylor will try to keep the mastery going over the Rams, who just have not been able to get much happening. The only hit for them is by Aaron Walters. He's coming up in this inning. Kelton, Walters, and Lee to face Dawson Taylor.
Angelo State's best inning was that 4th. Brought 6 to the plate, loaded the bases, but would strand all 3. That's when they broke up a no-hitter. That is still their only hit. A single and a couple of free passes that inning.
It seems unfathomable that Angelo State would be involved in anything close to a no-hitter with their offense because they are so good. But give credit to Takis and the way he pitched. And he wasn't overpowering with strikeouts either. Kelton did K against him in the first. He's 0 for 2.
Yeah, Angelo State 636 runs scored this year, but none today.
Oh, and that hit him. I didn't know if he got out of the way there, but according to the home plate umpire, Steve Zawiski, that did hit Kelton. He goes to first base on the hit by pitch, the 8 millionth one today. Kidding.
Not a record.
We've seen so many hit by pitches, I've lost track.
We're going to change them to grazed by pitch.
Close enough.
The back right heel.
Clipped him somewhere.
Back
so
left.
here's Walters, who was the only hit for the Rams in this game, a single. He has been hit by a pitch. Taylor deals to him. That's way off the mark. Wild pitch. Kelton goes to second base.
That's a rough 2 pitches.
So Dawson Taylor coming in wild. Runner at second, nobody out. And here comes the 1-0 to Walters now. And it hits the umpire. Oh, my gosh. Steve Zawiski is shaken up. is that was not caught by the catcher Kennard, and it nailed the home plate umpire Steve Zawiski, and he is really hurting.
Yeah, you're inclined to believe that absolutely nothing touched that ball before it went straight into the side of whatever gear he has on.
If it did touch anything, it just glanced because the brunt of it was taken by Steve Zawiski. And I think it's on his arm, his hand, maybe? Oh.
Meanwhile, North Greenville needs to use this time to work with Dawson Taylor. He's had 3 pitches. That one almost grazed the belt buckle of the batter, Walters.
Yeah, and I don't know that it touched the catcher's mitt, but it hit hard onto the body of Zawiski somewhere.
Maybe just...
I don't know if he's going to be able to continue.
Well, we do have 4 additional umpires. They could temporarily work with a crew of 3. Somebody would have to get the gear on first, though, since it is your home plate umpire. But we've seen 3 pitches from Dawson Taylor, and all 3 have been a little rough.
Well, I think Steve Zawiski's going to try to stay in there, but that was painful.
The question is whether it went straight to his hand, whether it may not have actually hit his body, but straight to that exposed hand.
Was it hand or wrist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd
looks
be
like
right on the
hand.
wrist and hand. Well,
Oh.
right there.
I mean, I don't know that he would continue. They might take him for x-rays. We'll have to see here. I mean, we saw so many players getting hit by pitches, and nobody got injured, fortunately. Now we see the umpire get drilled.
Well, you'll understand if they decide they need to make a change. That's his supervisor talking to him right now, basically probably putting it in his, lack of better phrasing, hands.
I mean, if you're the home plate umpire, Steve Zawiski, you want to continue. You know, you want to stay out there, but I don't know about how safe it is if your hand, you know, is possibly broken. And he's definitely uncomfortable, you can tell. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back and check on the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire Steve Zawiski is leaving the field after getting hit by that pitch on his right hand.
Yeah, I mean, you assume that is absolutely the right thing for him.
Yeah.
Get that taken care of. You hope to see him maybe later in the week. But that's going to be the toughest position to replace because now somebody has to get the gear on, and you imagine they're going to be knocking on the door of the umpires who worked our earlier game and pull from that foursome.
Well, Rick Cacciatore is the crew chief, and he was the third base umpire. I wonder if he becomes the home plate umpire now.
Again, no matter who it is, they have to have the gear. Call balls and strikes.
Well, Rick Cacciatore is now walking off to maybe go get the gear on. We'll take another timeout, and we'll figure out what's going on with the home plate umpire and who that's going to be in just a moment. 10-0 North Greenville in the 6th. All right, after a delay to get a new home plate umpire, we're almost ready to get back to action with North Greenville leading 10-0 in the 6th inning. Dawson Taylor came into the game, and he hit a batter and threw a wild pitch and hit the umpire on the hand, and Steve Zawiski had to leave the game. Let's take a look at it one more time.
That's the first pitch.
All right.
Here's the second pitch and his third pitch.
And that was his second wild pitch, so he's got 2 wild pitches, putting Kelton at third. Walters at the plate. We got a new home plate umpire, and here we go. There's a strike, 2-1.
I'm told Steve Zawiski does not get a pinch runner.
We'll try to find out who the home plate umpire is at some point. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul on the third base side, and the count 2-2. Darren Walters, who has the only hit for Angelo State in this game. The second baseman, Octavio, playing way out on the outfield grass. I don't even know how he could throw him out from out there. Pitch down and away.
Just don't think he wants to be hit by a pitch.
But we do see that in the major leagues where the second baseman's pretty far out there and still can make plays.
He might be the new umpire at second.
Angelo State trying to break through for a run here. 3-2 to Walters. Ground ball foul, third base side. So we had about a 10-minute delay or so, I think.
I think that's on the generous side.
By the way, Dawson Taylor is throwing 93 miles an hour with his fastball. 3-2 to Walters. Popped in the air, shortstop going back, Bivens calling, got it, 1 away. Called off Stringer as left fielder, and that was the right move. So now Justin Lee will stand in. 0 for 2. He has grounded out to shortstop last time up. Fly to center. Now, when he grounded out, he reached actually on a fielder's choice, and he stole second. They called it obstruction after a replay review, reversed the call, and then he stole third. That was 26 steals this year. So Justin Lee coming up here. 1 for 6 in the tournament for a guy who hits .438 on the year coming in. Runner at third, 1 out. And the pitch low, 1-0.
And we saw Angelo State leave the bases loaded in the 4th. See if they can just get that 0 off the board and give themselves a chance here these final few innings.
Taylor deals way high. 2-0. Noah Takis went 5 scoreless. Was brilliant today. Only 1 hit allowed. Trying to go to 7-0 with his record on the season. Lee takes for a ball, 3-0. We might see Noah Takis later on in this championship.
Again, regardless of who you are, you come in relief with a 10-run lead. You have to be able to throw strikes, let your defense help you out. You saw a moment ago, defense able to track down the only ball batted into play. But a 4 pitch walk, just can't do it.
There is a right-hander throwing in the bullpen for North Greenville. First and third, 1 out, and Jordan Williams will climb in 0 for 1. He has walked, grounded to first.
Right now you throw a strike. The worst thing that happens, you still are up by 7. Best thing that happens, double play, and you're back in the dugout.
It's a big mountain to climb for Angelo State, but when you're not on a time clock in baseball, you never know. Pitch to Williams. Called strike, 0-1.
It is Ray Chamberlain, one of our crew chiefs, who is filling in as umpire the rest of the way behind home plate. Working double duty today.
Yeah, worked the first game, which was won by Westchester. 7-3. There goes the runner from first, picked off, but a high throw to the first baseman, Zara. He had no chance. And Lee took off with a great jump. I don't know that he would have gotten him at second, even if he made a good throw to the first baseman. So Lee is just stealing like a wild man, even in a 10-0 game. His third stolen base of the game. He didn't get the memo that generally you don't steal in a 10-0 game.
Well, that eliminates the traditional threat of a double play ball.
I mean, that's the game that Angelo State plays. They steal bases. They were second in the nation in stolen bases with 176 coming into the tournament. And here they are stealing bases again. They had 6 stolen bases in game 1. And now they've got 3 from Lee and 1 from Williams. So 4 in this game. Even though they're down 10-0, you wouldn't expect it. Williams takes a called strike, 0-2. I mean, I just wasn't thinking there would be a stolen base with a left-hander on the mound in a 10-0 game, too.
And there's still only been 1 Rams base hit in this ball game.
Yeah.
5 free passes.
Williams swings and fouls it at the plate. It remains 0-2 to Jordan. Now the lights have taken full effect here at Coleman Field. Catcher Kennard getting the sign from the dugout as head coach Landon Powell gives that sign. And it goes out, relayed to the pitcher, Dawson Taylor. 0-2 to Williams. Line drive in a left center field. That's a base hit in the gap. Stringer cuts it off. 2 runs come in to score as Kelton and Lee touch home plate. And finally, the Rams are on the board as Williams, with a 2-run single, makes it 10-2.
Yeah, all of a sudden, that 10-run deficit doesn't look so insurmountable. Trimmed to 8, and you know what Angelo State is capable of. What can they do against this bullpen of North Greenville?
Jordan Williams, 5 RBIs here in Cary. Had 3 in the first game and 2 right there. Here's Tayton Treadaway, 0 for 1, grounded to first and walked. I think the Rams are hoping it's 2 different games. Where game 1, the early part of the game, was all North Greenville. The Rams want to take over now and do some damage and put up a crooked number. Treadaway the DH. Runner at first, Williams being held on. Look out, hit him. And it hit the catcher too, Kennard, and he is shaken up. Oh my gosh. It's dangerous back there. I don't know where that caught Kennard, but he's not moving around very well. Gingerly trying to pick up his face mask. Oh. It's not where you want to get hit.
You almost expected when Treadway threw that bat for it to hit our replacement umpire.
Man.
It is just calamity of injuries. We've had some serious ones.
And there's no shortage of catchers for North Greenville. They have Jax Cash, who's also a catcher. They got Kennard. They also have John Michael Fail, but he can't catch after his knee injury, and that's going to do it for Dawson Taylor. An eventful outing for him as he gives up a couple of runs, drills a couple of batters, hurts an umpire. Just a tough time. 10-2, North Greenville, but we'll be right back. Well, we'll see our third pitcher for North Greenville after Dawson Taylor exits, giving up 2 runs in his outing in just a third of an inning. So now Thomas Skipper out of the pen, his 17th appearance all in relief. 2-1, 4.55 ERA. He's only walked 3 and struck out 23 this year for Skipper. Freshman from Marion, South Carolina. Comes in here with 2 men on and 1 out, an 8-run lead. Jackson Hardy at the plate. Williams at second, Treadaway at first after he was hit by a pitch. Seen 2 hit by pitches in this inning.
Most recent of whom, Tayton Treadway, 4th base runner this inning.
3 hit batsmen all told in this game for the 2 teams. After we saw 7 of them in the first game. So we've seen 10 today. A little conversation to get these signs ready. Get them straight. So Jordan Williams with the clutch 2-run single, standing at second base. They only have 2 hits, the Rams. But they seem to feel like they have enough innings to come back. Hardy, who did not start this game, but there was an injury to the center fielder, Kane, diving for a ball back in the first inning. Or was it the second inning? I think it was the second inning. Second inning, before you even get a chance to bat. Hardy ahead 1-0 here. He is fly to left, fly to center. Skipper checks second and deals. Called strike, 1-1.
You just have to be able to throw strikes and trust your defense.
I mean, that's the key. You come in with a big lead like this, you just got to throw strikes. Octavio kind of checking the runner back at second. Bluff to bunt and the pitch outside, 2-1. I'll tell you, the score hasn't changed the way Angelo State plays. Stealing bases, squaring around for bunts. They don't look at the scoreboard.
No, they're built for a team that, regardless of what the score is, they can come up and be productive, and all of a sudden, 10-run leads evaporated.
And there's something to be said for that, because you don't want to go up here as a hitter anyway, thinking that you got to hit a 3-run homer. Inside and low, 3-1. They just continue to work the pitchers. They're not swinging at bad pitches. On deck is Justin Harris. Things start to get interesting if Hardy gets on here and Harris hits a grand slam. Then you start to think, wow, they might come back. 3-1 to Hardy. Swing and a miss. Took a big rip.
And that's not Hardy for Angelo State. That is Ryan Nietzsche.
Ooh. Beg your pardon. So we had the pinch hitter, Ryan Nietzsche. So Nietzsche up there. And he's got a full count. And a throw to second. And it gets by Octavio, backed up there, but they would have had the out. I mean, dead to rights was Williams, but Octavio did not hang on to the baseball.
That's a gift wrapped out at second.
Oh.
Runner mile off the bag. You got to make sure you catch that ball.
He did not. Runners go, and it is fouled on the left field side. I don't even have, let's see.
Nietzsche, senior.
Oh, yeah, we do have him here.
Started at McClendon Community College near Waco. Grew up just south of Waco in Georgetown, Texas, near Austin.
And has not played all that much as far as at bats. He's 7 for 13 on the entire season. His batting average .538. No homers, 5 RBIs.
There's a chance he played for Coach Foster before Adam Foster joined the Angelo State staff.
3-2 to Nietzsche. Way high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
You got to throw strikes. Easier said than done. There's a competitive fire in you that wants to paint around the strike zone, but you've given your defense no chance to help you. There are 3 free passes now for this inning. 2 of them have already led to runs.
Now Justin Harris climbs in 0 for 2. Tried to bunt his way on and was put out 2-3. Fly to center. Batting here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Skipper deals the first pitch, swinging a foul back, 0-1.
Now you're hoping for a double play ball to get out of what has been not even the quirkiest half inning we've seen all day, but certainly one of them.
Seventh man to hit here in the 6th inning. 0-1 to Harris. Sidearm pitch just outside. 1-1.
See on the scoreboard how this game has progressed.
One ball, one strike to Harris, the number 8 hitter. But even a number 8 hitter is hitting .339 coming in. Takes a strike, 1-2. We are approaching 3 hours in this game, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we're not even through the 6th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Struck him out, looking. So Harris is out number 2 as Skipper gets his first strikeout.
Well, that's what you needed. No place to put him. Challenging Harris, who you can understand if he was questioning whether a North Greenville pitcher this inning could throw a strike.
Now Williams at third, Treadaway at second, Nietzsche at first, and Trip Clark at the plate. Number 9 hitter 0 for 2, grounded to third and fly to left. Will the rally continue for Angelo State down by 8 runs here in the bottom of the 6th? Called strike, 0-1. Skipper getting the sign from Kennard. Working at a slow pace. The pitch to Clark. Sidearm drilled him. Another run comes in on a hit by pitch. What else is new? 10-3 now, North Greenville. As the hit by pitch parade continues, 3 of them in this inning. They're getting close to matching Southern New Hampshire, although they're still 2 away from that. That was done by 3 different pitchers, by the way, the 5 they had in 1 inning.
Well, this has been done by 2 pitchers and 1 umpire.
Yeah. Or 2 umpires, yeah. So the base is still loaded. Williams scoring for the 3rd run of the inning. Treadaway at 3rd. Nietzsche at 2nd. Clark, who gets an RBI, on at 1st. And now we're going to see a pinch hitter for Austin Beck, who has been bothered by the thumb injury and was 0 for 3 today, 0 for 5 in the 2 games. So he will leave for a pinch hitter, Camden Kelton, who is the brother of Kobe Kelton, who is on deck to follow his brother.
And Kelton had been seeing more time while Jordan Williams was working his way back in the lineup initially as a DH. Camden had been playing 3rd. Cam, a successful product of Blinn Junior College.
Hitting .329, 3 homers and 41 RBIs. Batting for the first time. Takes a strike, 0-1. He's the 9th man to hit here in the 6th inning. So Camden Kelton, the sophomore. Brother is a senior standing on deck. Camden grounds one to the 3rd baseman, gloved by Monteith. Close play, and he got him at first base. And the inning is finally over. 3 runs come in, 1 base hit, but walks and the hit batsman, leading to that inning being successful for Angelo State. At the end of 6, 10-3, North Greenville.
Look into the dugout of the number 5 seed, Angelo State Rams, one of 4 teams this week, still undefeated. That number will be trimmed. As North Greenville right now a 10-3 advantage. Point Loma's 2-0. I said 4 teams. 3 teams still unbeaten. These two are 1-0. Point Loma 2-0. Lincoln Rose, Joe Castellano, and for Angelo State, Nate Hardcastle, the junior, is the next pitcher on the mound. Now the 5th different pitcher used. After the short start from Aaron Munson, did not get out of the second inning. Jake Rogers, Jackson Hagan, and Reese Johnson, who otherwise would be your backup second baseman right now, but it's Camden Kelton who stays in the ball game defensively. And we've confirmed that Nietzsche actually entered the ball game a couple of innings ago defensively in center. Before we saw him at the plate for the first time last half inning. Big hack from the young man who already has a home run and 2 singles so far today. 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Campbell Kennard.
Oh, boy.
So in case you haven't been paying attention, if a pitched ball is thrown and hits a batter, on his person.
We're catching up to game 1. That's 5 hit batsmen in this game for both teams.
It's not the parity we're looking for in the game. Here's Corey Bivens. He's already been hit by a pitch today. He has singled, is 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. And Ray Chamberlain is our second home plate umpire of this ball game. He did not need to warm up. All right, the run on first. Count 1 and 2. 3 runs were trimmed off of that lead for North Greenville last half inning. So you have to imagine if any of them thought it was going to be clear sailing for the rest of the night into the 2-0 winners bracket, that may have caught their attention, perhaps sorted through Angelo State's resume and realized this is a team capable of finding more runs here in the back half of the ball game. But can Angelo State slow down North Greenville? Two-two. That's going to allow Kennard to take second. And there goes the traditional double play threat. Redshirt freshman. True freshman year at East Tennessee State University.
He's only made 1 appearance, Hardcastle, all season long. And he walked a couple batters in that appearance.
Yeah, most of the time this year that we've seen him, it's been with a bat in his hand as a .258 hitter from Delaware, but came to Texas initially to Weatherford College before making his way to St. Angelo. The payoff pitch, and we'll do it again. Back at it tomorrow with another elimination game, bright and early, 10:30 Eastern. So if you happen to be in Hawaii, may opt not to go to bed tonight. Runner on second there. Kennard sneaking into your shot. His 4th chance to run the bases, has scored twice already. Again, the payoff pitch to Bivens. And it hit him in the batter's box. Foul ball. Six teams left. We'll still have 6 teams after this one. These were 2 of our winners on Sunday. Yesterday we saw our Saturday winners collide, with Point Loma prevailing. Again, the 3-2, a laser down the left field line. They're going to slam on the brakes as never spotting his coach, Kennard, until it was almost too late. Able to get back to third in time. I didn't see any sign being relayed to the runner. I think he interpreted that to mean go.
Yeah, I mean, with nobody out, you got a big lead. I wouldn't take any chances, especially being a catcher, although he runs pretty well.
There you go, the initial wave, and it wasn't until at this point.
Uh-oh.
Very close.
Man, he was lucky to get him back in safe.
If there had been a force, he'd be out. But the tag itself not applied until after his hand was on the bag. So a single from Bivens and now to the top of the order. Octavio 1 for 3 with a double and a sac fly today. Fights this one straight back. Again, of the 9 men in the starting lineup for NGU, 8 of them with at least 1 base hit. Man who's standing on third has 3 hits, though was hit by a pitch to reach this time. And this will bring them home. North Greenville gets one of the 3 runs back that they conceded last half inning. And the bottom of the 6th. An RBI for Garrick Octavio.
Pretty good when your leadoff hitter drives in 3 in a game. He's got 4 RBIs in the first 2 games.
Only third unoccupied. Another look. Brings up Ethan Stringer, who had a first inning home run, a solo shot with 1 out. As this one gets away, both runners take 90 feet and think about more. So again, Stringer, a home run, a walk, a pop out, and a strikeout. Officially 1 for 3. If we were to replay his home run, you wouldn't believe that it was the same day. A lot of time has passed in this one. It's almost 3 hours ago. It was the first of 14 hits so far for North Greenville today, the first of 11 runs. This one out of play, foul. Well, they're going to do it to you anyways. Ethan Stringer, 7th home run on the year for the Kentucky native, playing his final week of college baseball. No doubter. That was 4 pitchers ago. And Corey Bivens, now your runner on third. Octavio on second. First is unoccupied, so a play at the plate would require a tag. The 2-1 to Stringer, 3-1. And on deck is the man whose legend continues to grow, John Michael Fail. Ball 4. Bases loaded for John Michael Fail. Drove in 2 runs back in the 4th, and imagine he's going to be facing a new pitcher as Kevin Brooks makes his way out to the mound. Already 5 pitchers into this one. And this is why you and I have made sure to praise whenever starting pitchers are able to go deep into a ball game, because if things get unraveled early, and we say this, no change here.
We're staying with him.
8 Hardcastle stays on. Look, you're still playing baseball, even if you lose this one. Bivens on third after his single. Octavio on second, also singling. Stringer with the walk to load him on first. John Michael Fail already a home run this week. 2 for 4 today. Let's see if he makes Hardcastle first throw strike. 5th batter of this inning, already one man has come home. Led by as many as 10. Right now that lead back to 8. Chasing one out of the strike zone. 1-1.
He thought he would have had a home run last time up, but they called it foul. Looked like it might have been fair.
Was that this game?
That was way back in the 6th inning. That was an inning ago, but that was a long time ago.
Oh, that's true. The 1-1. Skipped it. Each runner advances, and they've clawed 2 of those runs back that they surrendered last inning. Twice a ball gets to the backstop, allowing a run to score. Or allowing runners to move, at least, as Bivens comes home.
2 shy of the most runs scored since the tournament championship came to Cary. 14 is the record. Base hit here, and he could tie it.
5th batter of this inning, nobody out. Up by 9. 2-2. Started 0 for 2 today. Remember, he could arguably be 4 for 4 if he had a couple of healthy knees. Just unable to beat out some throws. They'll look for the out at first. He's brought the run home. And it's back to a double-digit lead for North Greenville. 1 away.
So that's 3 RBIs in this game for John Michael Fail and 4 in this tournament.
Merrick Kloop, 0 for 4. Did reach on a fielder's choice and was able to score back in the 4th inning. Your cleanup hitter for North Greenville. Arguably due. Not anymore.
Ties the record.
Kloop brings Stringer home. That record, the most runs since Cary, North Carolina became the host of the championship week. Most runs in a single game has been matched at 14.
Tampa did it against Chico State in 2014. Now, they started playing this championship here in Cary in 2009.
RBI single a moment ago from Kloop. He's the only base runner left, and he is stealing second and will get it. Trip Clark can't transition that ball cleanly from glove to hand. Not sure if it mattered.
His 30th stolen base of the year. Good thing there are no baseball codes today.
Big cut from Monteith. Monteith has walked twice today, doubled, scored a run. 1 for 2 officially. Most recent walk was last inning. He is the 7th batter of this inning. So far, 1 out recorded. as Hardcastle works himself ahead in the count, 1-2. Loop, who stole second, starts to drift off the base. And Angelo State 3 runs off of 2 hits. Those 3 runs last half inning. A lot of free passes adding up. The 2-2 from Hardcastle.
Oh.
Launch to left.
Whoa.
Gone. A 2-run home run for Pat Monteith. Came into this week with a baker's dozen as he brings home Merrick Kloop. And it's a 6-run 7th inning for North Greenville, looking to put the punctuation on this one.
Man. That's 3 home runs in this game for North Greenville. They have set the record for most runs.
368-foot home run.
6-run inning, their best of the day.
For those of you asking, why is North Greenville the #1 seed this week? Any objections? "16 runs on 16 hits. Mentioned the record in Cary for hits, 24. Josh Center with a couple of runs batted in and a run scored today. As Pat Monteith able to enjoy his work.
7 batters faced, 6 have scored.
The only out was a ground out RBI.
Getting wild now, too.
John Michael Phil. This is after Angelo State brought 8 to the plate in the 6th for a promising comeback with 3 runs.
Whoa.
As a 4-pitch walk. And now Coach Brooks will come out and make some changes. Sixth Angelo State pitcher about to make his way out to the rubber. As they now stare at their largest deficit of the night, down by 13 here in Cary as we step aside. Hey, Mom, you're never going to guess what I have seen tonight. 16 runs on 16 hits against, up until now, 5 different pitchers. The 6th pitcher, Parker Tennell.
Yeah, he's got a 7.71 ERA and 8 appearances out of the bullpen, giving up 8 runs in 9 1/3 innings, 15 hits, and opponents batting .375 against him.
Out of Corpus Christi, Texas. So here's your 9th batter of the inning, Zach Zara.
Still only 1 out.
He'll punch this one foul. North Greenville brought 10 to the plate in the 4th. Zara batted twice that inning. We all hope, as he's the 9th batter of this inning, he does not bat twice in the 7th. Zara 1 for 3. Well, Merrick Kloop was the only North Greenville man in the lineup who didn't have a hit tonight. He changed that with the RBI single earlier this inning. So everybody for NGU has hit, contributing to the 16 hits and the 16 runs. John Michael Fail is actually the only one who hasn't scored tonight. Count 2-2 to Zara, and
Oh, no.
it's a foul ball, I believe.
Boy, the home plate area has been a dangerous place to be tonight. Trip Clark, the catcher, caught that one. Just didn't catch it. It went right straight off of his foot, it looked like. It's like a hockey goaltender.
The 2-2. Only one runner right now. That's Josh Center, who was hit by a pitch a moment ago. Payoff pitch to Zara with one out. That's a fair ball. They need the tag applied. They got the double play.
Nice play.
Nicely done by the Rams to get out of the inning. And, well,
Oh, no.
I think they're saying the first out was not recorded.
What?
Kevin Brooks is going to ask about this. I think they're going to say Zach Zara is safe at first.
I can't believe it.
And Kevin Brooks is already asking for a review.
Man, are you kidding me? We got to take a look at this. Did he miss the bag?
Again, our impression was he stepped on first.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
He never did unless he caught the corner of the bag.
Oh, we almost, it's just going to, I think, elude.
Oh,
Yeah,
he never
he's
did.
off the base.
Oh, how does that happen?
So you would have had the force available there. And Coach Brooks is going to lose this. We are still going to be in the midst of the 7th inning.
Get the second out at second base, but you're going to have somebody safe. Zara is safe at first.
Look, our umpires have not missed much. There have been some bang-bang plays at first. That one's spot on as well. There's a reason why they are here.
They're going to bat around for the second time in this game.
Our crew able to get you that look. And I think they're being told right now that the foot was not on the base. So our impression was there was a touching of the bag there. Obviously, we're wrong on that. And at this point, you can either tag or get the force. They did get the lead out, but not a double play to get out of the inning. Waiting for a confirmation. Expecting him to point and say safe. So they confirm the initial call. And we continue to play baseball here in the top of the 7th. Zara reaches on the fielder's choice. Center out at second. And for the second time this inning, it's Campbell Kennard who scored the first of the 6 runs this inning. He's the first of 2 batters hit by pitch here in the 7th. He has scored 3 times today. Bottom third of the order has scored 7 runs. Wasn't until the 5th batter of this inning that the first out was recorded, and that was a RBI ground out. Every week we throw a lot of baseball at you this time of year in Cary, North Carolina, and you wind up seeing some things that you didn't know you could see. You wind up answering questions you didn't know you had. 3-1. Corey Bivens is on deck, has already singled and scored this inning. Chance for the final out. Back to Walters. Second time tonight, 10 batters come to the plate for North Greenville. This time they plate 6. Largest lead of the night. Sits at 13 for the number 1 seed. It's a night where probably not many fans have watched the entire game from one spot. Get up, take in a few different vantage points. Otherwise, a beautiful evening. Angelo State had a promising 6th inning, as ultimately they were able to score 3. The problem is they surrendered 6 the next half inning. This is Kobe Kelton. He and his brother both in the ball game. His brother's been in at second base. Kobe was hit by pitch last inning. Oh for 2 today with a run scored. He was the first runner to touch home today for Angelo State, at the time trailing 10-0. 3 runs on 2 hits for the Rams. Thomas Skipper came in last inning. Coming in, Kloop in right, 1 away. Going to give way to Aaron Walters. 1 for 2 today officially. He has singled, been hit by a pitch. Last inning, popped out to the shortstop.
One of the 2 hits in this game for Angelo State. That's it.
First baseman Aaron Walters.
And first team all conference, first team all region. Was a 400 hitter coming into this week. He's off the pitch, 1-1. Second baseman, pardon me, that's the shortstop playing behind the bag. 2 away. Bivens was shading him over to the right side. Made it an even easier play for the infield captain.
The left fielder, Justin Lee.
Gives way to Justin Lee, who has stolen 3 bases today. It paid off last inning when he scored the second run of the game for Angelo State. Officially 0 for 2 with a walk. Again, first team All-American out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Entered this week hitting .443 with 9 home runs, 80 RBI. Comes up here with 2 outs, nobody on. Three teams with unblemished records in the course of this week so far. Point Loma at 2-0. Right now is your favorite, as they're going to have a couple days off, including today and then tomorrow as well. one of these two teams will join them with getting tomorrow off and also be 2-0. And it'll be a tall task to deny at least one of those two teams a national championship for the first time in their program's history. And Angelo State did not take long as a program under Kevin Brooks to find their way to prominence. Just a couple years after opening their doors, we're among the final 8 teams playing. Now making their 5th trip. Big cut on the 2-2, and that is a 3-up, 3-down inning for Thomas Skipper. After 9 Rams came to the plate in the 6th, the minimum in the 7th, it's still a 13-run lead as North Greenville trying to close things out and improve to 2-0 this week. North Greenville worked a perfect half inning in the home half of the 7th. Bring their bats back up here in the top of the 8th. Lincoln Rose, Joe Castellano with you as Corey Bivens singled and scored last inning. He scored 3 times tonight, 2 singles, and has been hit by pitch. Also flying out to center on 1 occasion, so 2 for 3.
New catcher for Angelo State, Charlie Bartlett, the senior.
Bartlett out of Houston, started his career at the University of Houston before going to San Jacinto Junior College. On his 3rd stop with Angelo State.
Tripp Clark was shaken up in the last inning when he was out there.
The medical tent from today's ball game is full.
Yeah.
A center fielder lost. A home plate umpire lost. A catcher banged up. And Bartlett puts his body on the line there. Count 2-2 to Corey Bivens. Thankfully, today was Dollar Drink Day here at the ballpark, so everybody hydrated for the long haul here. Payoff pitch. Too high. Lee underneath it at the warning track. 1 away. Ideal start for Angelo State. Now top of the order. 1 out, nobody on. And we have a pinch hitter for North Greenville's Octavio. This is Bryce Roddy. Freshman making his 21st appearance on the year. Got some opportunities this year because it's been such a right-handed heavy lineup. He brings a left-handed bat. We saw him in the Super Regional last, had a walk-off single in the 10th inning. First pitch he sees. Skyward into the night. 2 away.
I wonder if that was made because Octavio's ankle might have been a little sore after, remember, he got slid into in his ankle earlier in the game. Stayed in, but...
The parade is going to continue of substitutions here.
This is Jordan Holiday.
Jordan back on Sunday at DH. He bats for Ethan Stringer. Stringer scored 3 runs, drove himself home on that home run in the first, walked a couple of times, ultimately was 1 for 3. Jordan Holiday out of Sumter, South Carolina, started his career as a Gamecock in the SEC. Now a 4th-year junior. And he was looking to be the second man to hit a home run out of the 2-hole. First two batters retired, a fly out to left, fly out to right. And it's Parker Tennell. Six different pitchers used tonight for the blue and gold. Second straight outing, their starter does not get out of the second inning, and there's a 2-out pinch hit walk by Halliday. Third time the number 2 hitter's been walked today. They will leave the DH spot alone with John Michael Fail. Only starter who has not scored in this ball game for North Greenville.
His knee is not allowing him to run very fast. They want him to get as many at-bats as he can get. You wonder why he wouldn't be taken out of the game after knee surgery, but to be ready to try to win the national championship, I would think you want to get him at-bats.
Getting run on first, Halliday was walked with 2 outs. John Michael just narrowly beat by throws from the left side of the infield in his first 2 at-bats for a couple of ground outs. Since then, a couple of singles and then a ground out RBI last inning. And this will be a base hit. Halliday will hold up at second. Back-to-back batters for North Greenville reach with 2 outs.
It's 3 hits in this game for Fail. He has 5 hits in the tournament in 9 at-bats.
Your attention, please. Batting for Kloop.
He hasn't looked rusty coming back, that's for sure.
Well, they continue to bat for everybody not named John Michael Fail. As Andrew Kaminsky will bat for Kloop, who finally got his first hit last inning, an RBI single. Kaminsky out of Florida. Started his career at Liberty University. In limited opportunities, a .331 hitter with a home run and 7 RBI. 25th game this year. We've also seen him on the rubber as a relief pitcher. No promises we don't see him tonight throw a pitch. More likely we see him in right field. First 2 batters this inning were retired on a couple of high flyouts to left and center. A walk and a single extend the frame. This one out of play, 2-2. Even our pinch hitters have ripped their uniforms. All he did was walk and trot down to second.
Yeah, that's from a previous game. They didn't have time to fix it.
Carly Bartlett. Well, hopefully they'll have 48 hours to work on some of that. Payoff pitch to Kaminsky. This should do it. It continues to carry. Back to the wall. Caught. Kobe Kelton. Keeping us all on the edge of our seats. That one took him to the scoreboard. It winds up in the leather. There's your third out. No damage done. A lot of new faces that we'll sort through. Defensively for North Greenville, a final look as we move on to the bottom of the 8th in a 16-3 affair. Back here on the championship stage, where later on this week on Saturday, we will be crowning a new national champion and likely a first-time national champion. Unless those Golden Rams of Westchester want to come through the elimination bracket and win their third in program history.
Roddy stayed in the game and is playing second. Try to figure out the outfield at some point.
All right, Nate Roof is your pitcher. Fourth pitcher for North Greenville. Jordan Williams, your starting third baseman, swinging the bat. 2-run single back in the 6th. Had a walk and a stolen base in the 4th.
Now batting third baseman Jordan Williams.
Again, Angelo State has just 2 hits in this ball game. Williams has 1 of them. Zara has moved from first to left. Whitaker is in center. Kaminsky stays in and plays right. Roddy, your second baseman. And Halliday goes to first after pinch hitting. This one out of play. Those 16 runs are the outright record for the most since the championship moved here in 2009. And Williams down on strikes for the first time.
My scorecard is a mess.
Are you still updating yours from last game?
No, just all these position changes.
The designated hitter.
I look forward to watching the recap. See how it all played out. Here's Tayton Treadaway. Has walked and been hit by pitch. Also has grounded out 0 for 1 today. Any more Treadaway family stories you're holding out on us?
No, but you'd be easier to say how many players stayed in their position than the ones that changed, because just Bivens, Monteith, and Kennard are the only ones to stay in the game for North Greenville all the way through. It's short, third, and catcher.
There's that DH who's just sitting comfortably.
Yeah, well, but I mean position-wise, yeah. Yeah.
We're on the same page.
It's been thrilling.
It's just a disaster of a page. Battle of unbeatens tonight. A couple of teams with 51 win seasons so far. Right side, who covers the bag? Foot race is won by Halliday, your new first baseman. Two batters faced by Nate Roof. 2 batters retired.
Now batting center fielder Ryan Neach.
Gives way to the third different batter we've seen in the 7th spot. Second time we see Ryan Neach. He walked back in the 6th inning. Can't lay off that one. And for Angelo State, Thomas Kane lost. Trying to make a diving catch in center. Got a glove on it. But looked to plant that shoulder into the ground. He's had his arm in a sling in the dugout ever since. We saw Jackson Hardy capably fill in for him, and now Ryan Neach. Yes, 3 up, 3 down inning for Nate Roof in his first inning of relief here in the 8th. 6 straight Rams retired as North Greenville 3 outs away from improving to 2-0, but first a chance to swing some bats one final time in the 9th. We mentioned make your way around throughout tonight's ball game, get a few looks.
5, 6, and 7.
Apparently, if he had caught a ball out there, it'd be a foul.
Leading off is third baseman Matt Monteith.
According to what we saw before.
Some young man looking for his lost friend. We'll try to connect them before the end of the broadcast. Pat Monteith, 2-run home run in the 7th. One of the few spots in the lineup unchanged by head coach Landon Powell. Parker Tennell now in, continuing his work from the past inning plus. And this 6th different pitcher tonight for Angelo State. And 4 pitches, a walk to Monteith. Second time Monteith has been walked.
So the largest margin of victory in Cary since the championship came here, which is 2009, is 13. We're tied with that. That was West Florida over Southern Connecticut State in 2011. That was 13-0.
And we see a lot of the same faces here in Cary, so a lot of them are encyclopedias of information for our time here, but I feel like this game probably has gone on long enough for them to update us on what happened in Alabama for a decade. The 0-1.
All right, so this is going to be the 190th pitch for Angelo State pitchers. That's a lot of pitches. Some have hit batters, some have hit umpires. They've been all over the place. Actually, I say that, and the pitch that hit the umpire was from Dawson Taylor, North Greenville.
By the way, this is Darian Whitaker.
Yes.
Who came in defensively last half inning.
Came in for center.
In center.
In center, too.
Josh Center had driven home a couple of runs and scored once tonight. Monteith, the runner on first after the 4-pitch walk. Right now a 2-2 count to Whitaker. Zach Zara's spot in the lineup would be up next. 3-2. Darian out of Charlotte here in North Carolina, the freshman. Again, another lefty bat that's given him some opportunities. Made some big starts and some big games this year, including against UNC Pembroke midseason. Really like his arm and think he has great upside moving forward. Back-to-back walks for North Greenville.
19 players. Wait, hold on. 13 players use position players. 4 pitchers, so 17 players used by North Greenville in this game. Team effort.
Just 2 announcers.
Lots of walks.
Here's Zach Zara.
That's 8 walks now for Greenville hitters. Been 12 walks total in the game.
Few limps. 1-1. Monteith, the runner on second after his walk. Whitaker joining him over on first.
6 hit batsmen in this game. That almost equals what we had in the first game for hit batsmen. That's hard to believe. I never thought we'd see that again.
That first game may turn out to be a trendsetter.
I mean, it's definitely the most hit batsman I've ever seen in one day, by far.
For the sake of home plate umpire Ray Chamberlain, I hope we just remain tied for the most umpires lost in a game.
Man.
That record only dates back to 2009. The 3-1.
Oh, my gosh.
That is ball 4. Bases loaded. Monteith, Whitaker, Zara.
The walk parade continues. You ever been an umpire, Lincoln? Oh, we got a pinch hitter.
Okay, so
Jack's Cash.
Campbell Kennard had been great. The freshman went 3 for 4. We saw Jack's catch the other day, didn't we?
Yes.
So we expect him to stay in. Put on the equipment after this. Monteith and Whitaker in your shot there.
The reason I asked if you were an umpire, because when you get in a game like this, I think you tend to call a lot more strikes. Strike zone gets wider.
Can't believe you would suggest that.
Now, I'm saying if one of us were the umpire, we're not professionals.
Clearly. Have you been listening this week? 3 walks to load the bases. Pinch hitter Cash. Says something about the 3 walks because you know these pinch hitters come to the plate with no interest in walking. They want to have that glamorous hit.
Yeah. Grand slam.
Cash will shoot that out of the infield. Everybody advances 90 feet. Justin Harris at least does keep it within reach. There's your first hit, nobody out.
That just ate him up right there. It should be scored as a hit, and that would be the 18th hit for North Greenville. If it scores a hit. We'll see.
It is.
There it is.
And on to Corey Bivens, who has scored 3 times. Again, your number 9 hitter tonight, 2 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 singles, and has been hit by pitch. Also had a couple of flyouts.
Ooh. Wow, that was scary right there.
Looking up at the out column on the scoreboard, there are none. 5th batter this inning, Bivens. Out of play. You know, with all these substitutions, our official score has done a great job keeping up with the list of umpires not included. Again, with Steve Zawiski behind home plate. We are hopefully finishing with Ray Chamberlain behind home plate.
Oh my gosh, that almost hit him. Got another game coming up in 12 and a half hours.
There's a decent chance if Ray was scheduled for that one, he might be switched the second game.
Yeah.
Chance for 2. It'll score a run. So no RBI on the double play. As Bivens, as well as Cash, retired. Darren Whitaker comes home.
Kelton to Harris to Walters.
Top of the order. 0 for 1 today, Bryce Roddy. The freshman come up and fly out to right last inning. In North Greenville, your number 1 seed coming into this week. Angelo State, your number 5 seed. Roddy, a rifle to center and a diving catch by your 3rd different center fielder tonight. And they've all been impressive. As Nietzsche secures the 3rd and final out. A little highlight grab for the Ram.
Man, he went a long way to get to that ball.
And it brings the Rams bats to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. They have 3 outs. Why not mount 15-run comeback? Bottom of the 9th inning. Getting into the dog days of June here in Cary, North Carolina.
New catcher, Jax Cash, who came in as a pinch hitter. So we've had 6 different people that have been in that home plate area. 4 catchers and 2 umpires.
Tristan Hudson is your new pitcher. Out of Salem, South Carolina, started his career as a Mountaineer at West Virginia.
Hitters for the Rams here in the bottom of the 9th. Leading off is shortstop Justin Harris.
By the way, this isn't even a season high for North Greenville as far as scoring. They scored 24 in a game against Chowan University back in March.
Justin Harris behind the count 0-2 to Tristan Hudson. Our friends in the press box refuse to tell us the record for the most runs in an inning to come back and win a ball game.
Not yet. We're not thinking about that.
$18 runs on 18 hits for North Greenville tonight. And that's leaving 10 runners on base. So, again, there have been some free passes sprinkled in as well. The good news, as that one sails behind the batter, no errors committed by either defense.
There you go. 11 pitchers, 209 pitches for Angelo State pitchers.
So all runs have been earned.
Yeah, it's all earned. 131 pitches.
That's always the biggest concern.
Yeah.
Got him. Angelo State's comeback down to 2 outs to work with here in the 9th.
It's over 330 pitches by the 2 teams.
Now batting the catcher, number 35, Charlie Bartlett.
Charlie Bartlett's been wearing the catching gear for the past couple of innings because he's been the catcher.
It's usually the case.
Not sure what your excuse is, Joe. Heck, if I were to bat in this ball game, I'd go up there wearing the catcher's gear.
It's been so dangerous around home plate. You need to take out an insurance policy before you get in there. Might have to sign a waiver before you get in there. Thankfully, things have calmed down in the hit-by-pitch department, though, right?
For now. Checking the radar. Down on strikes, 2 away. And Camden Kelton, it's been our second baseman for the past few innings, will come up.
They're looking for a combined 2-hitter here by 5 different pitchers. All started with Takis.
Fewest hits by a team in 6 years here.
Takis only gave up 1 hit and 5 scoreless. Then Dawson Taylor gave up 3. He was wild. But he only gave up 1 hit, and then the other relievers have not given up any hits. Skipper, Roof, and Hudson.
2 games tomorrow. A little bit earlier start, 10:30 Eastern for the first game. Expecting some, we often say weather. There's always weather. We're expecting some storms to come through.
Yeah, in the afternoon. It's Elimination Wednesday.
2 teams.
Yeah, both games will eliminate a team. And we'll get it down. We'll pare down the field down to 4.
Two count to Kelton. North Greenville fans rising to their feet. Got him. 18-3. 5 North Greenville pitchers combined for a 2-hitter. More importantly, 2 wins this week. One of 2 teams, along with Point Loma, off to a 2-0 start. And history tells us more likely than not, it's going to be the Sea Lions and these men from NGU colliding. So your final 2, though at the moment still 6 teams playing baseball, which includes Angelo State, who has just suffered its first loss this week. We began with sunlight and some long balls, some big innings, and despite some big plays, Angelo State will come up short to North Greenville again. North Greenville gets tomorrow off. We'll see the Rams in action tomorrow, facing elimination.
And they're banged up, but they're hoping to rebound.
We'll see these guys as well. For Joe Castellano and our entire NCAA.com crew, I'm Lincoln Rose. Good night from Cary.
Game 1 tomorrow is at 10:30.